Just absolutely magnificent. What an atmosphere it is inside Wembley. We've got about 5 minutes to go until kick-off. The players will be out any moment at all. I think it's high time we went to our commentary team. It's the FA Cup semi-final in perhaps the most iconic football stadium in the world. The sun is out. It's the Blues v the Reds. It's the Albion against United. It's the former Albion striker Warren Aspinall and your match commentator Johnny Cantor.
Thanks very much indeed, Adrian. Yes, tremendous noise from the Seagull supporters. They've been brilliant all season, haven't they, Warren?
Absolutely.
We've been, the length and breadth of the country. They come from here, they come from there, they've come from right around the globe today, and they're fully backing their side.
Yeah, and what an occasion for these fans who have come from a long distance, aren't they, abroad, like the Americans, the Spanish people, or the English based originally, but they've moved out to the other countries, but they've made sure they made it to the Wembley Stadium today. Absolutely brilliant. And even Arms is getting excited, wasn't he?
I know, that says something, doesn't it?
It's not the right Arms, 6 to come, is it?
Well, it is special. It's always special coming here. We don't come here very often. We were here 4 years ago. That ended in disappointment, a narrow 1-0 defeat to Manchester City. But this is a different era, a different time. The teams are in the tunnel, preparing themselves to come out here at Wembley. A huge red, white and black flag is being unfurled down on the east side of the stadium, which is housing the Manchester United fans. To our right, well, it's just blue and white everywhere. There's loads of different stand or fall banners. NSK is there behind the goal as well. There's blue and white balloons flying high. There's a couple of blue and white beach balls that have headed up from the south close, been blown up and bouncing around above the heads of the supporters. One final roar as Lewis Dunk leads out the Albion, who are looking to write a new page in the club's history this afternoon as they bid for a place in the final for only the second time in their history. Sensational scenes, blue and white flags above the heads of the supporters. Away to our right, singing as they go, supporting the team, the players applauding the fans straight away as they walk out on the hallowed Wembley turf. Now, Warren, though, it's about taking that emotion into the performance as well.
It certainly is, but like I just said earlier, you walk out to that and look at them fans. You want to do that extra tackle, that extra mile, don't you? Get to the first of the ball. We need to push this United side back and see how good this defence is.
I asked them, we heard from Roberto De Zerbi talking about these players, but they're used to that now, aren't they? Alexis McAllister, Moises Caicedo, Kaoru Mitoma, they've played in big games, they've been to the World Cup. So it's about channeling that as well and playing the game
yes.
as well, isn't it?
It's about the game, it's not about the occasion. The occasion is great. We've got a great backing of 30,000 fans there. But once you cross that white line, it's another game. And we have to get to the other end in 90 minutes' time, hopefully, that we've won the game and we can come back here on June the 3rd. That's the most important thing for them players is.
Well, let's give you the two teams then, shall we? Albion with Sanchez in goal, Gross, Webster, Dunk and Estupiñán, the back four. The central three is now Caicedo, McAllister and then Ciso, who gets his first start. March and Mitoma either side of Danny Welbeck. The subs, Steele, Colwill, Undav, Ayari, Gilmore, Van Hecke, Veltman, Buenanotte and Afire. As for Manchester United, De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Shaw and Dalot is the back four. Their central three in midfield, the captain Fernandes, Eriksson and Casemiro, with Rashford and Anthony flanking Anthony Martial. Their subs, Butland, Malacia, Subica, Fred, Sancho, Weghorst, Pellistri, Williams and Elanga. Our referee today in the middle is Craig Pawson, who actually refereed Albion's game against United when they won 1-0 to secure safety. Feels like a long time ago, doesn't it, in their early period in the Premier League, but now not quite veterans, but they're getting there. On VAR, it's Michael Oliver. Our fourth official is Robert Jones. The assistant referees Ian Hussin and Mark Perry. What about this for a moment as a player, Warren? Just before kick-off, is it about calming yourself, focusing on your individual battle?
Yeah, it is, JC, but I just said it. This is another game for these players. Yes, we're in a great atmosphere, and it's a big stadium with lots of fans in, but it's another game, isn't it? And you have to play. Sometimes you get overwhelmed with the game, so you just have to play a normal game. And I'm just worried, NCC. If anything I'm worried about is NCC. Yeah. So if you're trying to take them all on, he has to just play his normal game. The game he played for the first, I'd say, 35-40 minutes against Chelsea when he came on. Once he scored, then it all changed. He needs to be strong on the ball. He has to protect it, get fouls for us, get us up the pitch, do everything he should be doing. Yes, if you run out of puff, come off, somebody else will come on. But give yourself everything to win this game.
Well, thank you for choosing us at BBC Radio Sussex to bring you the drama and excitement of an FA Cup semi-final. Albion's third in their history, 83, 19, and now 2023. And immediately Lewis Dunk, as Albion kick off, takes his time, plays it across there to Adam Webster on the right. Gross chipping it forward, early run from Solly March, trying to put pressure there on Dallow, who's playing in the left-back position. Across comes Lindelof, and good blocking there by Solly March, out for a United throw. So Dunk on the left-hand side of the two centre-backs, Webster on the right. Colwell missing out today, he's on the bench. Albion in blue and white stripes, blue shorts and blue socks. United in red shirts, white shorts and white socks. The ball down the left wing goes out of play for an Albion throw.
A little bit of a mix-up there, the three of them. Not one of them went and met the ball, they all waited for each other. You have to take command. I know it's noisy in here, I'm sure you can hear each other on the pitch.
Well, the throw on the right side, Gross to take it. It's spangly new orange boots. It looks like a few of them have got a new footwear, especially for the occasion. Into Enciso, nice turn initially. And then challenged there in the middle by Casemiro. Eriksson trying to wrestle away the ball from Enciso. Played into the middle. Martial lays it off into the midfield. Fernandes, the captain for United. Diagonal ball to the left touchline. And Gross is there with a header. Needs to be protected by Solly March, I think, a little bit this afternoon. But he will want to get forward. More balloons and beach balls bouncing around along the side of the pitch. Important Albion, though, settle themselves down. Roberto De Zerbi. Well, he's got the usual clubber on, the black polo shirt, the crew neck, the blue slacks and white, pristine white trainers. In the middle, Casemiro, so important for Manchester United this season.
I think it's very important today for them today, especially with Luke Shaw playing as a left centre-back, just sitting in front and protecting him a little bit more.
Back it goes to De Gea, had a bit of a shocker during the week to Wan-Bissaka, right side of his penalty area. Back to De Gea, and the Spaniard plays it into the corner flag where Wan-Bissaka pushes it up the line. Anthony's ball in field is cut out there by Lewis Dunk into the middle. First touch for Caicedo, McAllister back to Caicedo again, midway through the Manchester United half. McAllister just dwelt on that a little bit too long, and United play it across to Rashford on the left-hand side. Into Albion territory, pushing down the left. Gross is backing off. Gets to the edge of the area, tries to lay it through the middle. Shouts for a penalty there from the United fans as player went down, but calm from Solly March to play it to Estupinian on the left-hand side.
I think that's we're worried about that, Johnny. I think it was Caicedo there sliding in very late on Rashford. I know Rashford's played the ball, but it could have been touch and goal.
2.5 minutes gone, it's goalless here. The voice of the former Seagull striker, Warren Aspinall with you, as Webster goes too direct, too straight, and it goes straight through to De Gea.
That's where we don't want to force it, Johnny. Really.
Yeah, I don't think the manager will be too pleased with that ball early on. Albion, who conceded early against Manchester City 4 years ago, will be keen to keep it tight as De Gea is forced to play the ball up to Martial, whose touch is poor, and it's picked up by March. Back into Caicedo. Nice touch to get it out of his feet and play it back to Lewis Dunk. Dunk hovering on halfway, using Webster, inviting the pressure.
I think he's got a knock. Caicedo, when he slid in for Rashford.
Yeah, he's not moving. He wasn't moving smoothly, was he? Let's hope that that's not too bad as Mitoma tries to force the issue down the left-hand side. Goes back to McAllister, square as they go from left to right. Now to Gross. Bit of space over there on the right side. Only Martial in front of him, the German. Sign that new contract for the Albion. Back to Webster, who's drifting forward now towards the final third and elects to go wide to March. March with a chance maybe to take on Diogo Dalot. On that left foot of his, whips the ball in towards the back post. Wan-Bissaka lets it run across his body. Mitoma wasn't close enough to make a difference, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. 4 minutes on the clock, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, I think Mitoma has to be a little bit further in to get around the back of Wan-Bissaka, give him a problem anyway. It stood off him, and Wan-Bissaka did the easy choice to let it run out of play. If Mitoma's on top of him, he has to make decision making, has to clear it or pass it back to Desire.
Kaoru Mitoma, who's either scored or assisted in all 4 of Albion's FA Cup games this season. 2 goals and 2 assists as a long ball forward by De Gea goes straight through. 2 Spanish goalkeepers playing today, and both in yellow, interestingly enough, which actually, I'm not sure about that, because if a keeper comes up for a late drama right at the end of the game, that could cause problems. But here come Albion on the attack with their Estupinian, over halfway, down the left channel. Force wide to Mitoma. Mitoma now, still going, dribbling, comes in field, to the edge of the box, clip, free kick. Right on the edge of the area, just to the left-hand side.
Is that not booking as well? Anthony, he was brought him down. They got caught, sucker punch. Casido got the ball and cut it's a lovely pass and cut 3 of their players out. And it was like 2 against 1 in Purvis and Mitoma against Wan-Bissaka.
What are you doing here, Warren? It's midway between middle to the left-hand side. It would obviously favour a right-footed player, maybe. McAllister is probably the favourite. Yeah,
it depends how far the wall goes over. Solly March will be looking, see if he can nip it around that wall. But I think Rashford's on the end of the wall for Man United. It's a big wall. Lindelof's in there. Darlow's in there. They've got the old deck chair at the back. Somebody's lying down behind.
I'm just thinking as well, the sun is in De Gea's eyes here.
That doesn't matter, Johnny. If I'm really honest.
Well, it may cause him a few problems.
I understand that, but if you get target, he might let it in the way he's playing at the moment.
Well, let's hope he does. McAllister is standing there.
I tell you what,
1 yard outside of the box. March is 2 yards to his right, but McAllister steps back 3-4 paces. A lot of players in the wall, including Albion captain Lewis Dunk, Danny Welbeck and Webster too, but all eyes on Alexis McAllister, right-footed over the wall. Oh, it's a brilliant save by De Gea. That was arrowing into the top right-hand corner from the Argentinian. Ball goes out for a corner.
Yeah, it's a good save, but I think he's gone with his wrong gun anyway. De Gea, he's gone with his right. But yes, it's a good save. It's on target. It's made the goalkeeper save, and we get the corner from it.
Well, we so often say, don't we, Warren, that you need to test the keeper. They've tested in there. Not much more that Alexis McAllister could do on that occasion. Corner right side then. March has gone across to take it. He's got a player 3 yards along the goal line just there, which we've seen of late from the Seagulls. Duncan Webster in the middle too. Welbeck, of course, good in the air, but it's whipped in near post. It's a poor delivery and easily cleared by Manchester United out for a throw.
You don't want to take these opportunities, Johnny. That's an opportunity to get the ball into the box, isn't it? And Solly March has hit the first man. Wasted.
Yeah. Well, everybody feeling buoyant. The Albion fans still making a bit of noise. Certainly been the louder of the 2 sets of supporters so far this afternoon, both pre-kick-off and during the game as well, as Welbeck forages down the right corner flag. Out for another throw. 7.5 minutes on the clock here. Live on BBC Radio Sussex. Albion 0, Manchester United 0. The Seagulls with a throw. 7 yards from the right corner flag. To Caicedo, cushions it back there to Gross. Gross turns, tight on that byline. Wanted a free kick, didn't get it. United get a throw.
Bit scrappy at the moment. And no teams have got the flowing move quite yet. I think we've had the best move when Mitoma draw at the full-back, got us a free kick. But you'd be happy with the start.
Yeah. Albion who've never actually won at Wembley. Desperate to change that record this afternoon, but a good break here by United. Reverse ball to the left. Anthony down that left channel. 3 players in the middle, plays it across the pitch. It's a poor ball and easily headed away by McAllister. March trying to head it on to Enciso, but tracking back there is Lindelof to deliver it back to De Gea, who's perched on the edge of his area. A little bit of exposed area there. Now they've gone straight through the middle again, and Rashford trying to latch onto this one, but Sanchez well positioned.
I think Ericsson would have been offside there. It's an eye line.
I don't think Rashford would have been, but they need to be careful here. And that may be a route forward that Manchester United might fancy as the game goes on as well, with the pace of Rashford.
What's happening? Lewis Dunk's following with Fernandes in there, and they're leaving one-on-one situation. He keeps getting in there, Martial and Rashford. Keep getting in behind our defenders.
Martial, who's actually wearing gloves this afternoon, which is quite unbelievable, but maybe it's more of a lucky charm. But good tackle there, and Albion win back possession. Dunk across the back line to Webster. Manchester United not prepared to just press just at the moment, with the Albion centre-backs in possession. Another bit of noise from the Seagull supporters to try and get their team forward here, as Estupinian on the left looks up into the feet of Mitoma. Japan international back to Estupinian, and Albion just holding on to possession just for a little bit longer here as Webster drifts forward now, sees the run of Gross, got into a good position, brings it down neatly, waiting for Welbeck to get into the middle. Gross trying to pick him out, but it's a block on that left-hand side by Anthony, who's done some reasonable defensive work, but Gross has then headed it into March. March trying to get it back, peels for handball. I think it came off the body there of the defender, and Shaw tries to clear and it comes off March. March, who missed out 4 years ago. Another local lad who will be relishing the opportunity to maybe even catch the eye of Gareth Southgate potentially, if he could have a great game. He's having a great season. Again,
no, we got him behind, and Anthony doesn't want to track back, John. We can see that straight away. So Pascal's had a lot of time there to get the ball in the box. It's a poor cross in the end.
Long throw forward, Dunk just rolling that along the ground back to De Gea, who's had a few touches with his feet, not much to do with his hands, which is a good thing so far in the game, which is 10 minutes old. Albion 0, United 0. Rerun, of course, of the 83 final. Here's McAllister up there to Mitoma. Mitoma holding it up. McAllister sweeping that down the left. Oh, that's stupid. He tried to get forward there. I think there was just a touch from Casemiro. Albion have a throw, left side. Estupinian gets it back from Enciso. Those two combining well. Another good tackle there by Casemiro. And he managed to get a touch onto the Albion player, according to the referee's assistant near side.
Just Lewis Dunk was calling from it from Purvis when he has to just give it to him.
Yeah, give it a little bit quicker. De Gea having to release early. Anthony goes to the touchline, doesn't get there. Sent out of play there by Pascal Gross, who takes a bit of a tumble over the far side. But what are you made of it so far, Warren? 11.5 minutes gone.
I think it's a good scrappy game of football at the moment. No team's got the passing going, but I'm just worried sometimes with Lewis Dunk goes in there to pick Fernandes up. He's leaving a big hole behind him. Yeah,
and it's asking a lot of just Webster to cover across, but Albion probing down the right. Nice drag back by Gross, and Enciso hits it. Oh, just wide. Popped up nicely onto his right foot, didn't he? Managed to get the shot away. Didn't quite get the power or the precision on that occasion. Out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think it's a good first touch. It's popped up for him to hit the volley. It's dismissed the target. I think it's an half a little chance, but he has to hit the target. But good link-up play from Pascal Gross and Solly March.
Yeah, on the same wavelength there. Working on that right-hand side. Joel Veltman just a substitute this afternoon after getting injured at Stamford Bridge. De Gea trying to pick out Rashford. Good header there by the England international, but Estupinian guides it back to the keeper.
You just see then Lewis Dunk 20 yards into Man United to pick up Fernandes.
This must be a strategy, Warren, surely.
Well, yeah, I think
I know what the manager's doing. He goes back to Sanchez here. Now Martial comes towards Sanchez, but he's picked out March. March getting it under control. Rolls it. Sorry, it was Gross who got it to March. March back to Gross. Back to March again. Good combination play between those two. Now March drifting across the pitch using McAllister. Signed that long-term contract. Trying to dink it forward there. Blocked by Fernandes. Webster across to Dunk. I've been seeing a lot of the possession just in the last 5 or 6 minutes. All through the middle. Nice to Enciso. Dwelt on it too long. And a free kick there for Manchester United. It's probably the right decision, but what I would say, Warren, is I think Enciso could have released it earlier.
Well, he should have done. He's got 3 or 4 yards. He's got in turn, he has to get his head up and just play Pascal Gross. And Pascal is at the advance of Solly March there. Just have to move the ball a little bit quicker.
Oh, giving it away here, mate, United, and Welbeck getting on the ball for the first time in the game. Dinking it through the middle towards Enciso, cut out there on the edge of the box. Ericsson, outside of the right boot to Anthony, switch flanks up against Dunk, little skip over, Mitoma coming back to defend, now squared to Ericsson, the Dane to the edge of the box, Justin Fernandez shoots, good parry away there by Robert Sanchez, first meaningful work that he's had to do this afternoon, but he did it in exemplary fashion. But United just sensing something there and a response from the fans as well.
Yeah, I think the midfield, there's good movement from Man United in that midfield. Casemiro, Ericsson and Fernandez, and I think we have to stick, because Enciso's not dropping deep, it's 3 against 2 in there.
Yeah,
and that's why Lewis Dunk's going in there.
Whether he has to do it or whether he's doing it because he's been told to, I don't really know after the game really, but of course he does have a good distribution of the ball, Lewis Dunk, in all sorts of areas. He loves that diagonal ball too. We haven't seen that quite so much under De Zerbi. But Webster has possession. There was a first real opportunity, but Sanchez was equal to it, as you might expect. Gross.
We've sucked him in though, and we broke forward.
Yep, they've broken through the lines now, and Gross is just drifting up. Lays it off to March, back to Gross, who's headed for the byline. Can he pull it back? Yes, he can. Welbeck scuffs it. Chance from Mitoma, he leaves it. Oh, it's over the bar from Estupinian. I think they got in each other's way in the end. There was probably too many Albion players wanting to get in on the act there. It's a great run by Pascal Gross.
Well, it's Mitoma who's got the final touch of it. But it's a lovely back into play from March and Gross again. Gross got to the byline, picked it back. Danny Welbeck swung his leg, missed it completely. He's bit of a scramble, fell to Mitoma, but Pervis and Stupinian's running onto it. Mitoma's trying to swivel and he's nicked it over the bar. If you look in the replay, like just you have to leave it for Stupinian.
You're absolutely right, Warren, with the keener eye there to spot that it was actually Mitoma's left foot rather than the Stupinian's right. As you say, the Ecuador left back was probably in a better position. Here's Fernandez into Anthony. This is a tackle there by Estupinian, but it didn't work, and Anthony's got it back again. Drags it to Fernandez, onto his left foot, shoots with his right. Good block by Lewis Dunk. Still going Fernandez, trying to squeeze it back into Ericsson, who's still in the box. Away by McAllister, Mitoma, back to Estupinian. That's wide. Oh, McAllister can't quite keep that in. Out for a throw. Well, if you allow Ericsson and Fernandez to get on the ball, Warren, they can hurt you.
Especially in and around the box, yes.
Slick control, isn't it?
On the same wavelength.
Wan-Bissaka to Anthony, back to Casemiro, curled into the box, header away, stooping low is Adam Webster, back in from Wan-Bissaka. Lewis Dunk takes his time there, calmly plays it to McAllister, back to Webster. Brilliant play there by the Albion World Cup winner. Now Caicedo getting on the ball, looking up to find Solly March. Gross is now going on the overlap. Albion have 3 in the middle. March cutting in field, trying to get away from Ericsson. Across the pitch, just put that behind Mitoma in the end. No foul, says the referee, and it goes out of play for a Manchester United throw.
No, it's not. He's looking for the free kick, but it's a wasted opportunity from Solly. I don't know why you're looking at a crossing. We're breaking these lines, the front 3 of Man United, Anthony, Martial and Rashford. Getting beyond that, I mean, it's 2 against 1 situation on both flanks. Need to do more with it.
Casemiro, right-footed into the channel. Off goes Martial, but Webster covering well. Eases the ball back to Robert Sanchez.
These 2 wingers for Man United don't want to track back, that's for sure.
Well, Albion's wingers certainly want to attack, so let's hope they get more opportunity to do so. As Lewis Dunk has it, short pass into McAllister. Back to Adam Webster. Floated ball now to Gross. Heads it first time into March's feet. 10 yards inside the Man United half. Albion playing from right to left as we look on from the tunnel side of the pitch here at Wembley. And now Dunk will look forward. Back to Webster. Nice interchange there in the middle between the midfield, but nice turn from Enciso to get away from Shaw. Still going, Enciso jinking, little step over. Might need a little bit of help here. Plays it back to Caicedo, who's being tracked there by Fernandez. And actually was tackled pretty well there, but it goes out of play. And somebody's gone down there and they may well have hurt themselves. That's Solly March.
Solly March, he's looking for the free kick. He has to go and meet the ball.
I think he might have hurt himself here as well.
I might caught him, but he's just waiting and waiting for the ball. Go and meet the ball.
I think he's hurt himself. I think as he went down, it's not in the challenge. I think he's turned his ankle.
Oh. I think it's maybe his own fault if it is.
He was desperate, wasn't he, trying to back in there.
You see, look, just holding, yeah, he's just gone, as he's put his foot down, it's just twisted, hasn't it? And on the surface, the surface is cut up there, and he's just twisted his right ankle there. It looks a bad one, if I'm really honest, Johnny.
Yeah, I know, he's down there, he's breathing heavily. It might just be the adrenaline pumping, because might just need to take a little bit of a time out here. Well, we've played 20 minutes nearly. March, who's been so important this season with 8 goals and 8 assists in all competitions, is now receiving some treatment. What do you think Roberto De Zerbi will have made of the first 20 minutes, Warren? I mean, they've had a couple of chances, obviously that one from the free kick from McAllister, and also the run from Gross to set up Mitoma.
I think they're delighted. Really, I'm just worried about the situation when the 3 against 2 midfield. When they break our line, then Cisse, and you've got two midfield players there marking the 3, and Lewis Dunk is going in there, isn't he, with Fernandez, but it's leaving one-on-one situations all over the rest of the 3 defenders.
Yeah.
We can't have Pascal Gross marking Marcus Rashford a one-on-one situation.
Warren, if March can't continue, what does Roberto De Zerbi do you think?
He has to bring Undav maybe, or
Buonanotte maybe.
Bring a midfield player on.
Well, I'm just hoping that Soliman, I've mentioned him so many times.
Yeah, Ayari goes on and McAllister goes
wider.
Well,
Ciso can play out wide.
Ciso will go wide.
And another. Yeah, that's a very good point. Well, play is now resuming, and Manchester United getting it forward. Chested down there by Lewis Dunk, away by Estupinian, right-footed to halfway. Casemiro up against Enciso. Looked like he got a little tug there, Enciso, and he's got the free kick as well. Oh, and then Casemiro nearly trod on Enciso as well. He didn't really know he was behind him and he was on the floor. Fernandez trying to help him up to his feet there. Have we seen glimpses again today, Warren, of what he's capable of?
Well, he's made a couple into his feet. He's turned a couple of defenders. He's ran at the defenders. I think he's a very bright prospect for Brighton. We need it consistently, don't we?
Yeah, yep. Warren Aspinall with us here on BBC Radio Sussex. Midway point coming up of this first half here in this FA Cup semi-final. Albion 0, Manchester United 0. Dunk in possession, whipping the ball on the ground to Mitoma on this left-hand side, up against Wan-Bissaka. Mitoma, angle ball in towards Welbeck, trying to just flick it to Enciso. Right idea, but a good block. Now Fernandez is hurt. Welbeck not happy. Danny Welbeck, who tried to flick that on this near side.
29 goals in 142 games for Man United. Danny Welbeck, Johnny, between 2008 and 2014. Good return.
Yes. He's also done pretty well in the FA Cup. Scored 5 goals for Arsenal, 5 for Manchester United, but yet to get one for the Seagulls in this competition. Let's hope this afternoon it happens for Danny Welbeck. Just also a thought for Tariq Lamptey, who's missed out today. He's had wretched luck as well with his injury. As it goes back to De Gea, he launches it long. Webster's underneath it, heading it back to halfway. McAllister turning, twisting to get away from Fernandez. Good close control. Oh, Stupinian was there running. Now Mitoma is down a bit of an alley there as Lindelof uses Wan-Bissaka, the two combined. But there's a player down. It's a Manchester United player in the centre circle. So play will stop. What do you think about the pitch, Warren? It's very difficult. We're literally in row Z here, so difficult for us to see. But
that's Fernandez down, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, and
he doesn't usually stay down. Fernandez.
I'm just worrying about the, I'm just wondering about whether the pitch, is a bit greasy on top, and I think he's done the same thing as Solly March. Put his foot down. It slipped slightly.
No, he's dandled his foot, trying to, and he's caught McAllister.
Well, he couldn't play in midweek, of course, because he was. I
think he's hurt his little. You stretch a little ligaments, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that, picking up the remote once. Well, you're listening to BBC Radio Sussex. You can hear the Albion fans, that's for sure. No matter what the result this afternoon, they're making themselves heard. loud and proud on the west side of Wembley Stadium. You've seen some great get-ups today as well. There's a guy who's in the full seagull outfit, and I don't know how hot it is and whether you can actually see underneath there, but he's brilliant. Maybe he'll take it off in a minute and we'll see who's underneath. But
well, if you can't see through the head, Johnny, it's not point coming, is it?
No, but maybe you're just putting it on for dramatic effect. Yeah. Well, Fernandez is now back up on his feet. You're not missing any of the action, don't worry. And he's heading to the near side, a big long conversation. I suppose Subica could go into that central role, but Fernandez very important to them.
They've got Fred to come on though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Subica
has done quite well, I think. Played in midweek in that 3-0 defeat to Sevilla.
Tell you what, Solly March is not moving too clever.
You wouldn't want to come off at this stage though, would you? So
there's Rashford down now.
Rashford's down. Oh my lord, what is going on? Well, it's all gone a bit stop-start, but on come the medical team. Fernandez is coming back onto the pitch, but he's still hobbling. Now Rashford has gone down. I think he's holding his side. I don't think that'll be too bad. I don't think he just got a bump. I don't know, or he's been winded.
Ribs.
Hasn't really been a pattern to the game so far in the first 25 minutes, Warren.
If you think for spectacle, it's not the best, is it?
No.
There's a few limping. I think Solly March is there, walking with a limp. Fernandez is running on. He's running with a limp.
Well, they will want Rashford to be okay. Scored twice at Wembley against Tottenham and Newcastle. And he's back up on his feet. Fernandez is on as well. So it's as you were. Albion in possession. Stupid rolling it back to Lewis Dunk. Still inside his own half, making Caicedo stretch there, but he's so athletic. Oh, and there's he got caught there a little bit, but it's gone down Caicedo, but he's back up on his feet now, and Albion have it through Solly March. Whether that'll affect March's performance, will he be as direct as he tries to recover and run off that injury? Sometimes the adrenaline can get you through. It's a long way to half-time, though. 20 minutes remaining of this first half. Albion on the attack down the right. Gross has it, brings it under control, curls it back post. Mitoma arriving, brings it down on his chest. Little touch off there to Estupinian. It's blocked. Mitoma tries to get it back. Wan-Bissaka did well. Such a good tackle. Such a great defender. Lovely covering tackle there by Lewis Dunk as well. Sliding on the ground, timed it to perfection.
Yeah, he didn't fancy that, Fernandez, did he? I think he pulled out 2 or 3 yards before. He saw the tackle coming, I think.
Yeah, I think he did.
Lewis Dunk, full pace.
He probably heard him coming.
Yeah.
He was flying along the ground there, Lewis Dunk. He had to get it right. You certainly don't want to lose a player early in the game, that is for sure. As Eriksson charged down well there by Albion on the right side. Pallister doing the work there, and then they put it out of play. Looking slightly rattled there. That's good for the Seagulls.
Yeah, good pressure from Brighton.
Into the middle it goes from the throw. McAllister laying it back to Dunk. Dunk striding forward. Dinking it forward now towards Mitoma, who's made a run on the angle, but De Gea is out and in a good position.
Well, it's never going to get the ball, though. It's never going to reach his target. I think just a plate to...
I think De Zerbi's about to blow a blood vessel there on the sidelines. His face looks a little bit red. We have had a little bit of sunshine here in West London, northwest London, I should say. As Webster gets the defensive header. Fernandez for United across to the near side. Anthony, the Brazilian, backing into Estupinian, but getting it back there to Lindelof. There's no Varane, no Martinez for United this afternoon. And now Lewis Dunk, twisting, turning. Nearly caught there. Fernandez has hurt himself. McAllister sending March on his way. He's got in behind Dalot, down the right side of the box, peeling off his Enciso. March taking his time, tries to ping it in there. Took a deflection, goes out of play for a corner.
And Solly March has to pay Enciso there, doesn't he? There's only one person in the box in Welbeck.
He had about 3 or 4 yards of space there, Julio Enciso, so I think he'll probably be having a word there with
but he wasn't moving at his best, was he, there, Solly March?
No.
Still carrying that.
Yeah, I just think he'll be desperate not to come off, but of course so many more important games coming up. Applause for the substitutes. Billy Gilmore down on the right-hand side. He's played in a big game as well, hasn't he? Something final. Here's the corner, right side, Gross to take it, chipping it into the box. Dunk goes forward, headed away, also Estupinian, takes a touch, calmly plays it across to Mitoma on the left. Now he goes back out to the penalty area, down the line, Estupinian now, curling in that ball, it's away there, it's a good clearance. Luke Shaw it was coming across, the England left back there, getting it clear to halfway.
Yeah, again, good, not a bad play from Mitoma, Purvis Estupinian.
We've seen him in those positions before, haven't we? Well, not quite his best delivery, but good that he's in that position.
Yeah, they will get forward, the Brighton full-backs, won't they? That's for sure. Just if the United wingers want to track them back.
Still 0-0.
Still there, now we've got
Gross is in
behind.
space. March goes into the middle now, Gross. Little square ball to Welbeck. Mixing it up a little bit now, back to Caicedo, 15 yards outside the box, gets the return from Welbeck. From right to left, using McAllister. Now, Estupinian in behind, great run from Mitoma to the byline, fires it across goal, but no one there to apply the finish, and it's cleared in the end by United, who try and break. Looking to go quickly to Martial. Fernandez, caught, free kick. I think Pascal Gross knew what he was doing there. He may be lucky to get away without a card, but brilliant ball, wasn't it, through to Kaoru Mitoma.
I think McAllister's there, but it was Mitoma's run, wasn't it? Went short, Wan-Bissaka went with him and then darted in behind him. I think he's hit it too hard, the cross, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you've got to be hitting it, you've got to be arriving at exactly the right moment, aren't you?
So McAllister just, I think it's Purvis, sorry, linked up very well, but he has to drag it back, or if he hits it.
Long ball forward by Man United, that's how to play for a goal kick.
If it's a bit lighter, I think maybe Welbeck might have gone on the end of it. Been driven across. I think Sanchez has been a spectator for the last 10 minutes, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has. He's only really been required once, that decent save from Fernandez in this first half, which remains at 0-0.
So easy, isn't it? Just chip it over the
Here's Estupinian into Enciso. It's a good run by March down the middle, but Enciso now releasing Mitoma. Mitoma dribbling towards the edge of the box, onto his right foot, laid off, Enciso hits it, oh, it's just wide. Well, Albion wanted a free kick, but I think Craig Pawson played the advantage. Julio Enciso did get the shot away, wasn't far wide.
I think it's a wonderful challenge from Wan-Bissaka, I'm really honest on it, but then it's fell to perfectly. Couldn't set it up even if he tried. Mitoma, he's just fell to Enciso, and he has to hit the target at least. It's just rolling to him 20 yards out. Oh, massive chance. All the goal to aim at. Yeah, no excuses.
Yeah, you've got to give a little bit of credit to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because when Mitoma's flowing like that, it's difficult.
He was just going to pull the trigger, wasn't he, Mitoma?
Yeah, if he catches him from behind, it's a free kick, but he actually gets his foot in front of Mitoma.
Great defending.
Yeah, it is. I think everyone felt that Wan-Bissaka would play today to try and nullify the threat from Kaoru Mitoma. Martial now, down the left side, free kick. It's Moises Caicedo who gives away the foul. So 32 minutes played of this first half here on BBC Radio Sussex. So many different voices and guests across the afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed the build-up. Now we just need Albion to push on and try and get the first goal of the game. They've got defending to do here. Decent players to deliver from set pieces, Manchester United. A bit of height in there as well. Lindelof has come forward. Albion's line is on the edge of the box. It's 5 yards in from the left touchline, about 12 yards outside the box. Shaw is there, but it's going to be Eriksson to curl it in right-footed. Up there goes Welbeck. Good defensive header, picked up there by Anthony. Anthony trying to jink away from McAllister, sends it in, comfortable for Sanchez. Sanchez wants to fire it long, but Enciso would have been one-on-one with Luke Shaw, but
Luke Shaw is no slouch though, Johnny, is he?
He is.
Probably got more pace than
he's actually deceptively fast, isn't he? Here's McAllister, who's made it to halfway. Across to the left-hand side, a little ball wide to March, who's popped up on this near flank, gets it out of his feet to Estupinian. Next up for Albion, it's a trip to Nottingham Forest on Wednesday night. Join us for that. We're live from 7 o'clock from the City Ground. Should be a cracking game as well. Here it's 0-0. Albion in possession with Caicedo.
I think he pinged it into Enciso. His first touch was back to Caicedo, was a bit poor. Need to be precise. That's no chance of getting that. I like it.
Yeah, Webster lofting that down the right, or no chance for Gross. Goal kick. You need to try and keep up the momentum and just be a little bit more exact with the passes if they can.
Oh, he wouldn't have caught that. It was in an Uber, would he? Jesus.
Oh.
It's way off target,
It
Mr.
was,
Webster.
wasn't it? Yes. A little bit of extra distance there with his 5-iron. I think the Albion fans certainly feel, I mean, it's pretty much level pegging, I'd say, so far.
Yeah,
Would you, Warren? I think if we're
is.
being, let's be honest, and not see it through just blue and white tinted glasses.
But both teams were facing their own supporters second half, weren't they? Can you suck the ball in the net for your team?
Let's hope so. Of course, it could go beyond the 90 minutes, but whatever happens, we'll have every
It's surprising
kick of
that,
the game.
Johnny, isn't it? 90 minutes usually, then penalties, straight to penalties. Then when it comes to this, the extra time.
Well, it's chopped and changed it so much,
Yeah.
of course, because of lockdown as well, and the schedule, which is hectic. It's hectic for United. Could be hectic for the Albion next season if they make it to Europe. Lovely little shimmy there by Caicedo, deep inside his own half. Launches it to the left, finding Estupinian. Matoma goes down the line. Estupinian bangs it against Wan-Bissaka.
The ball's down the line to Matoma, one against Anthony.
Yeah, who isn't the best defender. Get it in behind Wan-Bissaka, who's probably been the standout player for United so far in the game.
Well, that says how good Brighton are playing and pushing them back, aren't they? They're having a goal.
They certainly are. Dunk in possession, just waiting for Martial to come towards him now. Little short ball into McAllister.
Good, the two wingers for Brighton, March and Matoma, are like playing centre forwards now, trying to create space for our wingers to get forward. And he's on.
Over on the left-hand side, the ball from Dunk not good enough. Wan-Bissaka had an easy job to get to that one. Anthony chasing down the line. Matoma gets his body in a good position, helped out by McAllister. McAllister trying to get away from Casemiro. Terrible challenge out from behind.
From behind as well. Has to get booked for that. He is doing.
First caution of the game goes to Casemiro. Well, he wasn't happy about it, but more concerningly is the back of the ankle of Alexis McAllister. He's shaking his head. I don't know quite what he's saying.
Well, he's done well, McAllister. He's got his body in between.
Yeah.
But he's got the ball. He's got the ball, hasn't he, McAllister? It's just
whacks
the
him
follow
straight
through.
on the back of his right ankle.
He
So
kicks the ball here, but then it's just the way he's got him. Isn't he? I think he's let a few go, hasn't he?
He has.
Casino over there.
Yeah.
So
I think he didn't. You think you don't want to spoil the situation, and they're trying to manage that. Albion have been on the back of some really quite poor refereeing decisions, and VAR decisions of late. I certainly won't want that to be a factor this afternoon. They'll just want to win it fair and square. Goes back to Webster. Webster, left-footed, chipping it over the top of Anthony to find Clevis Estupinian. Lovely little shimmy from Caicedo earlier, wasn't it? A little body swerve. See it quite
everything in his locker, John,
he does.
and we weren't going to see it today.
Yeah. Here's Enciso turning it round the corner, trying to find either Gross or March, but he's got it back somehow. Now Gross over on the right, midway through the United half, flicks it off to March. March onto his left side, angles it back into McAllister, just being forced back a little bit tight, and they give away the free kick. Webster it was there. United fans now saying they want a yellow card for the challenge there on Martial. But it's been a very stop-start first half so far, and the boos that you can hear are because referee Craig Pawson is being urged to give a yellow card there to Adam Webster.
I don't think it's a booking. But Fernandez is having his little 5 pennies worth, isn't he? Which he always does.
Yeah, I'm not so sure really. Look at it there on the replay, didn't look too bad.
I think he's had a wee trim as well, hasn't he, Webster?
Yes. So have you, Warren?
I've had a wee
Yeah,
trim.
well, it's a special occasion, isn't it?
Special occasion, yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to come back here on June the 3rd, and I'll be suited and booted then.
Yes. Let's hope we'll be here in the sunshine in June.
Our producer Tim said he's going to get some suits. I don't know what.
We get the white suits. That was Liverpool,
That
wasn't
was
it?
Liverpool. That was shocking, wasn't it? What's that about?
Oh my dear! I mean, I know you used to wear them in the 80s, but
I never wore one
in
of
those
them.
nightclubs. Here's Lindelof up there to halfway to Caicedo, cuts it out for the Albion, then gives it away. Shaw comes forward. Ericsson with a short pass to Martial. He whips it over to the near side. Mitoma has to come back, but it's Wan-Bissaka who's on the attack now for Manchester United. Back to Anthony, 5 yards outside the box, cutting inside. Back to Casemiro, so calm on the ball. Now Wan-Bissaka flicking it back. Casemiro created the space for Fernandes. Out wide on the right, slip there, holding his face, and the Albion fans having a right go there at Fernandes.
It's not another Harry Kane, is it? The eyebrow, is it? The eyebrows
He's
come
saying,
out.
"Oh, he hit me with his hand." He's now pointing to Craig Pawson.
It's embarrassing.
He's doing it down that end, and the Albion fans are not happy, as you can probably imagine.
Slap me in the face. How can he slap him in the face? He's got his hands behind his back. Look. Oh, he faced that the old one uppercutter there. Well done. Got away with that one. Arms behind the back, then a little uppercutter. Have a bit of that.
Well, it's all going off now. It's all getting a little bit scrappy in there. Shaw just shrugging off Mitoma. Albion don't get the free kick, much to the annoyance of the Seagull supporters. Eriksson back inside his own half to Lindelof to restore some sort of normality. Coming forward to the left-hand side. March slides him, trying to make the tackle, but United still going. Darlow it is. Tries to cross. Good block by Caicedo. Out for a corner for Manchester United.
Yeah, we don't want to get into the scrap, do we? We don't want to scrap with them.
I was just about to say, it was a bit like Tottenham, where Albion got sucked into a little bit of a battle. It was scrappy. At the moment, they haven't really been able to find their patterns of play in this game.
No. Spot on there. But they'll try everything, won't they, these big stars there?
Oh, absolutely. You can't really say too much. Albion then have got to defend this corner. It's over on the left-hand side. Eriksson with one arm up in the air. Webster on the 6-yard box for the Seagulls, floated beyond him to the back post. Big leap by Lindelof, but Estupiñán gets it away. Mitoma picking it up, looking for runners across the pitch, finds March, who's just behind him. He had to check his run and go back. Ciso made a good run through the middle.
Yeah, he took the defenders away with him, didn't he? And then it's better ball to Solly March. He's got Eriksson chasing him down. He's never going to catch Solly March, is he, Eriksson?
No, he just need to play it in front of him. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but the thumbs up was there. More great noise from the Seagull supporters here at Wembley. Well, the prize is a game against Manchester City. And Ciso goes down.
That's better from Cisse. Inviting the challenge to come in.
Yeah.
Got us up the pitch, 30 yards there. He's disappointing the Cisse because he wants to turn him. He knows how tight they're going to get these defenders. He's turned them on a couple of occasions now, Lindelof.
Well, that's exactly what his manager wanted from him in the last 10 minutes against Chelsea. He's got it right there with 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining in this first half. Should be a fair bit to be added on. We've had a few injuries. Gross goes back to the keeper Sanchez. He's out of his area. Holding on to it now. There's another white balloon with the Seagulls branding. Just drops in front of us. Slightly cocooned underneath the ceiling here in the back row. Good run by Estupiñán. Dunks apologises for not passing to him and elects to go across to Adam Webster.
I think Lewis knows what time of day it is in this first half and he doesn't want to give the ball away.
No. It is a good time to score, and here's Mitoma on the chase. Lindelof gets it back to his keeper. Has to play it with his feet. Poor clearance. Gets it to Casemiro, who bumps it back to Lindelof. Good challenge there by Caicedo on Eriksson. Got there first, but Shaw launches it high and away from danger. It's off the top of Casemiro. Back by Lindelof to Eriksson. March trying to get back involved as well. He's done well there to get a deflection, and it goes back to Solly March. Tremendous. So to Pascal Gross. Great work there by Solly March.
Yeah, good pressure, wasn't it?
Just wonder whether he's okay now, or sometimes you can run through an injury, can't you? It probably will hurt, he may even do damage, but...
It depends if he's got a strapping on already. If he hasn't got a strapping on already, I'm sure at half-time to get it strapped up.
Yeah.
Make it
really solid.
Yeah.
Here's Dunk, pinging it into Enciso. The layoff there. Off goes Estupiñán, trying to play in Estupiñán, McAllister. He doesn't like that one, doesn't he? He puts his foot back about half a yard, Warren, and just tries to just flick it round the corner or lay it off with that extended foot, which doesn't allow the defender to get towards the ball.
It's a trick they tried, isn't it? And if I'm really honest, I used to try that, Johnny, but it didn't go up my leg, that's for sure.
Well, back it goes to Robert Sanchez as we Have 90 seconds left before injury time in this first half. Sanchez's ball is cut out by Casemiro. That is a mistake. Now back through the middle. Will they pay for it? Here's Fernandez, shoots just wide. Sanchez calmly just says, I had it covered, no danger here. But he holds his hands up. It was his delivery that was cut out. That's what caused the problem.
I think he's made the wrong decision here, if I'm really honest. Fernandez, if he squares that, tapping for Martial back post. He said that he's having a go at him, Martial. Fernandez reacted to that. But Sanchez, little dink, wasn't it? Just cut out. You think if he squares it, there's back post.
Yeah. Albion out from the back to Danny Welbeck. Now, Sanchez trying to drill it low, and it's on its way to March somehow, but went through a crowd of players. He certainly didn't hit it clearly. Over the top, and Enciso gives the chase, just held there by Luke Shaw. Turn back to De Gea. We'll wait and see how much is added on. Goes out of play from United. Zerbi thought about going to get the ball, but it's lobbed back there by one of the ball girls, just on the side of the pitch. So
yes, for 5 minutes.
I think so. I think you're absolutely spot on. You usually are when it comes to this sort of stuff.
3.
Wow. We've had 2 quite lengthy stoppages, but a little mistake there at the back. And Martial tries to chip Sanchez, went too long over the top of the crossbar. A couple of bits of stoppy play by the Seagulls in defence in the last couple of minutes, Warren.
Yes, that's one of them there. Massive chance that is. Sanchez is eye up out with his box more or less on the edge of it. Cut it, the short pass from Lewis Dunk into midfield. It's cut it out straight away. It's fell to Martial. He has to chip it over the top, and it's a goal.
Estupinian shrugging off Casemiro. Back to McAllister, launching the long diagonal ball to March, who has to backpedal, uses his head to keep it in, but concedes possession, and United have it once more. Now it's Lindelof at the back, play on the right hand side of the 2 centre-backs to Wan-Bissaka, the former Crystal Palace defender. And McAllister just shrugging into his man a little bit too much there. McAllister not happy with Estupinian there, I don't think.
Not Estupinian, he's having a go at the
official?
The winger for Man United.
Oh, Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
Certainly wasn't happy,
I think there's a bit of rivalry between Brazil and Argentina, isn't there, really?
Just a little. Just a little. So, still 0-0 as we approach half-time here on BBC Radio Sussex. Stay tuned at half-time as we provide you with some more analysis. At the latest from Hove, Sussex taking on Yorkshire in the cricket. Ball over the top, Rashford gets into the box, Gross trying to hold him up. Play back to the edge of the area, shot for Eriksson, saved by the feet there of Sanchez. Good chance that, they've had 3 chances now in the last 3 or 4 minutes, United.
The people getting forward, Brighton players cut out, Eriksson, wonderful pass over the top for Rashford. But he's picked him out brilliantly, back post, return, Eriksson gets his shot away, and Sanchez couldn't be bothered to bend down to save it, he just used his foot. Save it with anything, can't you? But it's a good save.
Here comes Casemiro driving through the middle of the pitch now. Albion mustn't concede here on the stroke of half time. Martial laying it down the line. Shaw gives chase, won't get there. And that will probably be some of the last action of this first half. Just got in behind Pascal Gross there, didn't they?
It's probably he's the left centre back, making his first run.
Well, you say he does have bundles of energy. People have talked about his fitness over the years, but
I think he's a wonderful player.
Yeah, I do. He's got great turn of pace. He's got explosive power as well, and his delivery is excellent.
People were saying he was fat. His body's.
Played at the back by Webster into Caicedo. He goes down, but Albion playing it through the lines to Enciso. Enciso linking up there with Welbeck. He skips away from his marker. Now March. They've got players forward here. Estupinian down the left. Mitoma and Welbeck in the middle. Curled in. Oh, it's headed away there by Lindelof. Need a little bit more. March now maybe. Oh, won't get the opportunity. The half-time whistle maybe is blown. It has, and it's 0-0. Albion with a good chance there late on. McAllister felt that he could have let that clock run just a little bit longer, but there's been chances at both ends in the first 45 minutes. McAllister with a wonderful free kick, well saved there by De Gea. Gross set up Mitoma, who could have left it for Estupinian also midway through that first half. And Enciso with an opportunity that he put wide after half an hour, but as the half went on, Sanchez became more and more busy in the Albion goal and had to force saves from Fernandes and from Eriksson.
Yeah, I think it's a bit scrappy in parts, but both teams have had chances to goals up. I think we got sloppy towards the end. They got cut out on a couple of occasions towards that first half, end of that first half. And really, Man United should have took advantage, but they didn't. They're going there 0-0, and we have to come out and play a little bit better, if I'm really honest, Johnny.
In terms of the pattern of the game, has that not suited the Albion? The fact it's a bit scrappy, because you know they like to play with a tempo and a fluidity, don't they?
Yeah,
but then so do United.
They do, but we've had chances because we've brought the line. We've got in behind the three forwards of Man United, and we've ganged up on these full-backs, and we haven't used it to our advantage, really. We've had chances to put the ball in the box, and we haven't chosen doing that. But I think we've had the best chance, if I'm really honest. The strike. Well,
Enciso,
he's got all the goal to it, hasn't he? He's missed the target.
Yeah, he certainly didn't hit the target, but it's been an enthralling game so far. Not the highest in quality, but there have been chances at both ends. The whole of the second half still to come. But at the break, it's Albion 0, Manchester United 0.
Warren, thanks very much indeed, and don't forget the whole of the second half coming up live with Johnny Warren. Let me just bring you up to date with the other football action today in the Premier League. A thumping win for Newcastle United. They've beaten Tottenham by 6-1 at St James's Park. Newcastle 5 up after just 21 minutes in that game, eventually coming out winners by 6-1. Where did Tottenham go from there? And the Albion can move ahead of Tottenham in the Premier League with the games that they have in hand. I'll give you the league table in a few moments' time. And a good win for West Ham as well, down at the bottom of the table. They've won by 4-0 at Bournemouth. West Ham inching their way out of the relegation zone, and it looks as if they are going to be safe in the Premier League. In the Women's Super League, it's finished Liverpool 2, Brighton Hove Albion 1. So disappointment for Albion's women. Let me just give you the Premier League table for you. So that result at the bottom of the table lifts West Ham up to 13th place. They've got 34 points now, 6 points clear of trouble. The top of the table is more that we're concerned about. Tottenham still in 5th place. They've got 53 points. They played 3 more games than the Albion, but they're only 4 points clear. And as Johnny was saying in the commentary, the Albion go to the City Ground, Nottingham Forest, on Wednesday night. That's a 7:30 kick-off. Our coverage starts at 7 o'clock. The whole of the game with Johnny and Warren on Wednesday night from Nottingham. Let's go down amongst the fans. Tim Durrans is with the Albion fans just down below us, and I wonder what the fans are saying at half-time, Tim.
Adrian, I think I found the group that have come the furthest. They come from the other side of the planet. This is the Aussies over Albion, Aussies for Albion.
Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Give me your names.
Joel.
Mark.
Steve.
Charlie.
Sonny.
Julian.
Danny.
When you fly in, guys?
We flew in 2 days ago. We get 3 games and then we fly back out.
You going to Forest?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to wait to get.
Yes.
And then you're doing
And then
Wolves at
Wolves.
the Amex.
That's it. Aroo!
Been at the Amex before?
No, never. First time. Loving it.
What's it like supporting the Albion from a distance? I mean, how do you do that?
In the middle of the night, we got to wake up and watch the games. Yeah, but we do it. We're committed.
It
yeah.
I apologise for silly language there.
It is approximately 2:30 in the morning in Melbourne as we speak, and they're all watching the match.
Wow, how many of you are there in terms of a group? Do you meet up and how many?
About 20.
Wow, that's enough for a beer. Yeah.
But only 8
Enough for
could
a
come.
Yeah.
Only 8 could come.
Oh.
Yeah, best looking 8.
Well, I can agree with that. I'll put that on Twitter in a minute. Firstly, the game though, what have you made of it?
First 20 minutes was pretty good, but then they Man United started switching on the last 10 minutes, but I think half-time came out at a good time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're hanging on at the end of it.
We are. The atmosphere here, though, is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. We're really enjoying it. We're going to take it back to Australia for Aussie rules.
I've got to ask, Matty Ryan was obviously the Aussie keeper for the Albion. Is that one of the links? Or?
No link except for the height, me and him. But no link.
Same colour hair?
Yeah. No, that's it. No links at all.
No.
We do live in Brighton in Melbourne too, though.
Oh, very nice, yeah. No, I know it well.
Moy played for Brighton for a bit.
Yeah, he did.
So he's an Aussie link.
Looks like Steve.
He's got as much hair as you. Yeah. Prediction second half.
Second half.
Can you win this one?
We absolutely can win it.
1-0.
Oh, you're going to nick it. Yeah. Gentlemen, wow, it's an honour to meet you. Have a great 2 more games.
We love this family club. It's an unbelievable club. The passion is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Listen, have a great rest of the 10 days, and yeah, may you take back an FA Cup final, a win at Forest, and a win at
If we win today, we will be back.
Thank you.
Well, let's hope so. It's a long way to come for 3 games, isn't it? Well done to those supporters. And maybe we'll see them at the City Ground as well for that game on Wednesday night. Huge game in the Premier League. They are all huge games. 9 games for the Albion to go in the Premier League. Will be at every single one of them between now and the end of May. And who knows, maybe even an FA Cup final on June the 3rd. If you're just joining us here at Wembley Stadium, the half-time score, Manchester United 0, Brighton 0. The whole of the second half coming up live with Johnny and Warren. In terms of the cricket, well, a washout at Hove today, which, to be honest, favours Sussex because Yorkshire are in a good position going into the final day, just needing 63 to win with 7 wickets in hand. But overnight rain and steady rain during the day ensures that game has finished in a draw. It means that Sussex are still undefeated in the county championship this season. They go to Bristol on Thursday for the next game, and full live ball-by-ball commentary on the whole of that game starting at 11 o'clock on Thursday morning. Let's return to football, and a huge result for Crawley Town yesterday. They won away at Hartlepool by 2-0. It virtually guarantees them Football League status for next season, which didn't look likely a few weeks ago. And after the game, our reporter Gary Smith spoke to the Crawley manager, Scott Lindsay.
It was an important fixture, obviously. You know, we come here kind of not really bothered too much about the performance. It was more about the result, just getting that over the line. And I thought the lads, you know, stuck to the game plan perfectly. Like I say, we didn't play brilliant football. I thought that there were spells when we did, but it was about managing the game and managing the moments where we had to. And I thought the players did it brilliantly. Scored 2 great goals, and of course, keeping a clean sheet is important. I'm delighted, and I'm really pleased with our application to. I thought it was fantastic.
There was nearly 7,000 people here, Scott. Obviously the bulk of those home fans. Will come to the away fans in just a moment. But one of the things we said early on in the commentary today, and I'm sure it was part of your game plan, was to keep those home fans quiet for the first sort of 25 minutes and not really give them anything to cheer about or get excited about.
Yeah, no, I said to the players, look, there's going to be a decent enough crowd here, and it'll be loud and noisy, and it'll be all kind of against us. But that's what we play professional football for, isn't it? You know, for games like this, to puff your chest out and walk onto the stage with a bit of swagger and confidence. Because I said to the players that I felt that we were the better team before the game. Watched them in real detail, and I felt that if we performed, we'd win the game. So regardless of whether there's 7,000 here or 7 people here, we just had to go out and do the job, and we certainly did that.
You said to me on Tuesday night, your side needed to play the game, not so much the occasion.
Yeah, exactly that, and that's what I felt we did. I don't think the crowd really bothered us at all. I think we went about our business really professionally. Like I say, I'm delighted with the players.
I don't want to single out individuals after a great team performance like that, but Dom Telford will obviously grab some of the headlines for the 2 goals that he got here. The first one, a real striker's opportunist moment, sort of being in the right place to nod it home from inside the 6-yard box. But what about that second goal? 1 touch to control it, coming a long way from the keeper. Second touch in the back of the net.
Yeah, when he took his touch, the snow come off the ball. I think it was that, it was that kind of like one of them balls, wasn't it? He's a good kicker anyway, Corey. He really put him under pressure, and what a touch, great touch, and then a fantastic finish. But Dom's been brilliant for us. I don't know how many goals he's on this season. I've got no idea, but I know it's in an healthy kind of number for a team that's finished 3rd from bottom.
So well done to Crawley Town. They've had a desperate season, but they are now 6 points clear of the relegation zone. They just need 1 more point to guarantee their Football League status. But in reality, they're 6 points clear of trouble. Their goal difference is at 6 better than Hartlepool. So they'd have to lose both those games. Hartlepool would have to win both those games and score some goals. So Crawley all but certainly guaranteeing their Football League survival. So well done to everybody down at the Broadfield Stadium. Welcome back to Wembley Stadium. The sun has disappeared. The ground staff are out on the pitch. There's an army of ground staff. I reckon there must be 20 or 30 ground staff out on the pitch with their forks, getting the pitch ready for the second half. Manchester United 0, Brighton 0. The whole of the second half live with Johnny and Warren. And if it's a draw after 90 minutes, we'll go into extra time. If it's still a draw, there will be penalties. But don't worry, you won't miss a second of the action here on BBC Radio Sussex. Earlier on, we gave you the news that the Albion women had lost by 2-1 against Liverpool in the WSL. I'll give you the league table there in a couple of moments' time. Let's go back down to Tim Durrans. Tim Durrans is amongst the fans here at Wembley. Tim, I'm not sure if you're with got any other fans down there who might be willing to have a chat to you at half-time.
Indeed, Adrian. Yeah, on pitch side, we've got a gentleman eating a chocolate bar, getting a little bit of a few calories in for what could be a big second half. What did you make of the first set?
Oh, it was brilliant. Brighton were brilliant first half. 68% I think they had. United had a couple of chances, but Brighton looked strong. They looked strong.
What have you made of the atmosphere, madam?
Oh, it's amazing down here. Absolutely amazing. We're loving it. First time we've been, so love it.
You've got this Brighton shirt on, you look very smart, you've got your flag.
Ooh, yes. Yeah.
You enjoying it?
I'm loving it. I can't wait for the final.
Oh, there we go. You got the best seats in the house. I mean, you what, 2 rows from the front here?
Absolutely, yeah. We couldn't get much better seats than this. I mean, see them all up close is fantastic.
So, you guys saw Caicedo and Fernandez clash there. Did he touch him? I mean, come on.
I think he touched his eyelashes.
Yeah, okay.
He's known
There'll
for
be
it.
a clause in his contract for that. Seriously, you look like you've seen a couple of games. Are you slightly worried or are you all right?
No, I just think we've got plenty of room in midfield. Move it quickly, getting wide quickly. Our wide men, our full-backs are up quite a long way. I think it's only a matter of time. Keep going what we're doing, I think.
And finally, I've got to ask, I mean, you're at Wembley again, second time in 4 years, you're still in European competition, hoping to get in a European competition.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
Absolutely, let's make it a habit, Why not? We're playing some great football, great supporters, great manager, scoring some goals. Let's keep it going.
Finally, ladies, if they get to the final, you're going to have to get new outfits.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And also, we're supporting Solly March today. He's our homeboy.
Hailsham, isn't it?
Yeah, we're from Hailsham.
He's a legend. And his rise, I mean, when he started off, scoring in the Cup, it was in Port Vale, Forest Green, 2012, his first goal in the Cup, and here he is in a Cup semi-final.
Yeah, brilliant.
A different player under Birdie.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot stronger, more positive, confident. Yeah, it's looking great. Everyone's looking great.
Lovely to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your fantastic day. Adrian, back to you.
Thanks very much indeed, Tim. Tim Durrans down there amongst the supporters here at Wembley. The Albion fans away to our right-hand side. And no doubt and that's where the Albion will be attacking in this second period. So let's hope that they've got plenty to cheer about in the next 90 minutes. Just coming back to the Albion's women, losing 2-1 to Liverpool today. The Albion's women in 10th place in the WSL. They've got 12 points. They have got a game in hand on Tottenham, who are just 1 point above them, but two sides below them, Reading, who have got 11 points, Leicester, who have got 10. The Albion women have got 12, so still some work to do for the Albion women to retain their status in the WSL. We're live here at Wembley Stadium here on BBC Radio Sussex. It's Brighton 0, Manchester United 0. The whole of the second half coming up here from Wembley Stadium, where the time is coming up to just after 5:30.
Hello, привіт, bonjour. Get ready for Eurovision on BBC Sounds with Sophie Ellis-Bextor's Eurovision Kitchen Disco.
Dance your cares away with feel-good tunes from Eurovision legends.
Eurovision cast.
It's the ultimate backstage pass to Eurovision 2023 in Liverpool.
And party like it's Eurovision. Oh, hey! With me, Muller.
I'm going to play you all my favourite music, so get up, get dancing, and let's party like it's Eurovision.
Get ready for Eurovision. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Yes, thanks very much indeed. So, whole of the second half coming up. Earlier on today, we were saying that Newcastle thumped Tottenham by 6-1. Let's hear from the Newcastle manager, Eddie Howe.
I was enjoying the performance, of course, and the goals. I think when you're managing the team, you're always looking at what's ahead. So we had a long time to manage in the game, and we needed to make sure we got the job done and won the game. But delighted with the performance, delighted with the goals we scored and how clinical we were today.
Have you ever been in a circumstance like that, in a situation like that?
I can't remember. Someone might tell me I have or haven't. It was one of those days where we played very well. We were clinical when our chances came. But I don't think it was anything we didn't deserve. Very pleased with the players. We're playing against a top, high-level team, and we perform very well.
How much did Spurs' set-up at play into your hands today?
Difficult for me to say. I'm just looking from our perspective. We were very good with our decision-making on the ball. We caused them problems. We stretched their back line. And as I said, when the chances came, we were lethal in front of goal, which is great to see. We know Tottenham are a threat with the players they have, with Kane and Son on transitions. We dealt with them for the majority of the game pretty well. So all round been a really good day, but we know it's just a small step. You know, there's a long way to go still.
Sure. But given the defeat last weekend, I wonder how much it seems like a statement of intent for the players to seal that Champions League spot.
Well, I think it was a statement of intent to recover from last week, and I think that's the most important thing. It was an uncharacteristic performance. I hadn't seen us perform like that all season, and we owed it to our supporters to respond today, and full credit to the players for doing it.
So there we are, that's the Newcastle manager Eddie Howe after the tremendous 6-1 victory over Tottenham. The players are back out on the pitch. Can the Albion go through to the FA Cup final? Let's find out with our commentary team here at Wembley Stadium, the former Albion striker Warren Aspinall, your match commentator Johnny Cantor.
Thanks very much. No changes from either side at the break then here at Wembley, but it's going to be Manchester United to kick us off in this second half. Both teams attacking their own supporters in this second half, and we're underway at 0-0. Had a few injury scares, but good charging down by Danny Welbeck on Luke Shaw there. He's playing at left centre-back this afternoon, usually at left-back, but injuries to the back line for United with no Maguire, who's suspended, no Martinez and no Varane either. But Warren, I think Roberto De Zerbi, it was a good time for him to be able to speak to his players coming into this second half, because they'd got a little bit sloppy at the end of the first period.
Yeah, they were sloppy. They're trying to still play through midfield, which they've done very well all season. But sometimes, especially getting close to half-time, you have to manage the game.
Well, Welbeck just laying back there to Caicedo, midway through the United half, going wide to Solly March, who's jinking to try and get past Dalot. Square ball into Moises Caicedo. A lot of debate about his future at the club, but he's certainly given his all in the meantime since that January transfer window. Webster forced back inside his own half. Martial chasing. Webster to March, takes it away from Dalot, and now angles it nicely into Enciso. That popped up to Pascal Gross, and he really should have delivered a better ball, because United are managing to profit, and Anthony now attacking. Driving towards the edge of the area. Lewis Dunk trying to go with him, played across the area and away there by Webster. Calmly played across the back line, across the 6-yard area. And Pascal Gross has it for the Albion.
Yeah, Purvis Estupiñán's brilliant there, cool, calm. But it's a lovely ball into Enciso. That's 2 occasions now, one in the first half and one in the second half. He's bounced up.
Yeah, De Zerbi, I think, making that point there to Julio Enciso that it wasn't a good enough ball, because they were certainly in a good position. So Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Manchester United 0 in this, the second semi-final of the weekend. It's been a tremendous atmosphere so far. It hasn't been the most fluent of games. It's been quite stop-start with a couple of injuries. One of the two to March, who goes down there, but trying to get it to Estupiñán, is now out of position as Anthony takes it wide to the right-hand side. Forced down on the ground, but no foul. Mitoma linking up through the middle. Estupiñán trying to get the ball to run into his path now. Working it across the pitch to March, 10 yards outside the box. Chance to get onto his left foot perhaps. Still going. Lovely little shimmy. Goes wide to Gross. First time cross. And it's deflected away by Casemiro, who then gives it back to March, who's trying to get through a crowd of players. Blocked. He's back up on his feet. Little pat on the back from Luke Shaw as it's cleared as far as Webster. Good start to the second half this from the Seagulls.
Very good side there. It's a great run from Pascal Gross to take away a few defenders there. Opening up for Solly March to go inside. I think you need to still get your shot away, Johnny.
Yes. Here's Mitoma. Maybe he can do some damage on that left-hand side. Using McAllister, the World Cup winner, back to Caicedo. Proving forward now is Webster. And Enciso tried to take it away on his right, outside of his right boot. Lost it, tried to win it back. Gross has it, calmly plays it back down the right to March. March, 3 waiting for the cross. Into Welbeck, back to goal. Onto his left foot. Back from McAllister, Caicedo. They're urged to shoot. Estupiñán took his time, didn't pull the trigger. Now Webster. Now being urged on by their fans behind that goal. March diving towards the goal line with a couple of shards of sunshine here at Wembley. Onto his right foot, tries to cross, blocked by Dalot, out for a corner. First of the second half for the Albion.
Great pressure, and again, I said Dalot wants to show Solly March inside all the time. We showed him on the outside, Solly March went for it, and he's won us a corner. Can we get a good delivery into the box to give a chance for Lewis Dunk, Webster, Welbeck to get the end of it?
Well, it's the old bus queue on the penalty spot from those 3 that Warren mentioned there. Albion with a corner down the right. 4 minutes played of this second half here on BBC Radio Sussex.
What's the fourth official doing halfway down the pitch, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he's looking at. He likes to get involved, Robert Jones. Here's the corner. March hoisting it high towards the back post. Dunk peeling away, heads it to Estupinian outside the box, into the area, and just got right underneath it. Never really settled for him, and it'll be a goal kick. Still 0-0.
Well, the corner's worked, hasn't it? The tree. He's got space at the back. And Purvis has got himself a couple of yards of space there.
Well, they've given it away here, United, but McAllister's ball deflected through to De Gea. I just wonder where he could have hit it first time, Warren.
Yeah, he has to cross it. I'm not cross it. A shot cross across the goalkeeper there.
Yes.
Brighton players running in towards the goal. Could go anywhere.
De Gea down the middle of the pitch. Webster across to Estupinian. Back into Albion territory, and McAllister tries to pick it up against Rashford. Rashford forced back inside his own half and curls the ball all the way back to De Gea, who's given the old oohs and ahs from the Seagull supporters behind that goal. Just came off a Man United player on the right wing there.
Anthony. All he's done all game is throw his hand up in the air, isn't he?
Yes.
He's rattled.
Maybe people have expected a little bit more from him as he came to United, but sometimes people take a little bit longer to settle. Up against Estupinian, he's not had too much joy so far in the game. Here's Dunk at the back to Webster. Webster 10 yards outside his own area on the right side. Back to Dunk once more, just waiting for United to come towards them. Showing in the studs. Now Estupinian nearly caught, but a combination of his compatriot Moises Caicedo and Purvis Estupinian gets it back to the centre-backs once more. March easing it into the middle. First time ball there by Caicedo, blocked off by Martial. Free kick. Craig Pawson well positioned in the centre circle there.
It's a risky ball in there, isn't it, when you've got a few players around him?
Yeah. Interesting talking to Gordon Greer, who's head of loans at the Albion before the game. He was saying about how well Steven Alzate is getting on at Standard Liège, and that's good news. I think he might suit a Roberto De Zerbi side. We'll see for next season, but where will Albion be at the beginning of August? Could they be playing European football? Who knows? Here's Webster down the right channel, asking Enciso to give chase. Lindelof is there to guide it back to his keeper. De Gea short into Shaw. The immediate press there by Welbeck and March, but they've managed to get it up the line to Dalot. Dalot careering forward, but there's Caicedo. Anticipated it, then got past Shaw. Shaw brings him down. That's a yellow card.
Great play from Caicedo, isn't it? Wins the ball, knocks it round one player, round the other. Shaw brings him down. Wonderful football.
We talk about how he breaks the play up, Warren, but he's also, his first thought as soon as he wins it then is to go forward, and whether with a pass or a run.
Yeah, and what he is doing, he's a powerful runner with the ball, isn't he? He just bounce off him, don't he?
If you compare him to Bissouma, Bissouma used to break play up, but then quite often used to release it to another player.
Yeah.
I think Caicedo's got something extra there as well, which is probably why he's so widely prized by other clubs. Here's the free kick, midway through the United half, to the right. Gross chipping it towards the back post. Dunk again trying to win the header. To Enciso. Nods it forward. Trying to take on Martial. And it's Lindelof who clears. Rather haphazard. Albion retain possession. Back it goes to McAllister in the centre circle.
I think it was a good run that, because I watched it closely. They blocked off Luke Shaw, who's marking Dunk. Dunk gets afraid of back post again. That's a couple of occasions now.
Set pieces have been pretty good, haven't they, so far this afternoon? But it remains goalless here on BBC Radio Suffolk. 7 minutes played of the second half. Webster in possession. Little short ball into Welbeck, who of course has won this competition before. And now trying to do it with the Seagulls. And he's trying to get the return from Enciso. Driving into the box, but Lindelof puts it clear. Out of play for a throw. And maybe he trod on Danny Welbeck's foot in the process.
Yeah, a little. I think maybe there. Where he, instead of flicking the ball, Enciso, he should have just got all of it. He needs a shout to turn. He had lots of space, nobody around him.
He's back up on his feet. He's actually got very heavy blue strapping on his left wrist, Danny Welbeck.
That's through his fingers last week when they popped out.
Yeah. Here's Gross down the right side, driving that against Rashford. Out of play for a throw, down by the right corner flag. Yes, well remembered. We thought it might be dislocated, didn't we? And then it popped back in. And the ball goes out. Gross down by the right corner flag in front of the Seagull supporters. Still the blue and white balloons are bouncing above the heads of the Albion fans. Gross to Caicedo, who releases it back to Webster, and it goes back to halfway. The captain Dunk turns. Sanchez out of his area. Interesting to see whether Jason Steele is restored for the game against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday. I think he will be. He is on the bench today.
Yeah, because he did say he was always going to play in this game, with Sanchez, but then he
obviously brought him in for the Chelsea game. Dunk at the back, just trying to invite Martial forward. Angle ball there by Webster, finds Estupinian, trying to bounce off Casemiro. Wins it back, then caught in possession again. Dragged to the ground there by Anthony. Free kick. Referee's played the advantage. Mitoma trying to get in behind Wan-Bissaka. Good battle between those two this afternoon. And Mitoma's got possession of the ball, weaving left and right. But Wan-Bissaka stood tall, stood strong, and manages to get the ball away to Anthony. He angles it into Fernandes through the legs of Mitoma, and he goes down again. Fernandes helped back up on his feet by Julio Enciso.
I think that's what I said during the full game. He'll have his hands full. Mitoma, Wan-Bissaka's one-on-one situations, a 1-0 defender, and there again we just showed how good he is at defending.
Yes. Well, Albion 10 minutes into the second half have played probably the better of the two sides. It's forward to Welbeck down the channel. Lindelof takes the ball out of play. Another corner for the Albion. I just wonder whether, Warren, with all this dominance at the moment, the majority of the possession, they need to make it count with a goal.
Yes, they certainly do, and it's just keep turning these two defenders. Luke Shaw wants to go short, doesn't he? When Lindelof doesn't want to turn, does he? You can just see him there. He's trying to keep it in play. Just take a quick corner.
Quick corner to Gross. He curls it in back post. Up there's Webster, back across goal, away by Casemiro. Mitoma drives it into the box. Balls for Enciso. Oh. Another brilliant save by De Gea. He denied McAllister in the first half, and he's denied Enciso there. It's a wonderful strike. First Mitoma, it comes back for Enciso. He hits it first time. But an acrobatic save by De Gea.
Instant reactions from Enciso there. Unlucky, hit the target, it's a wonderful save, and there's going up to De Gea, saying, look what you're doing, big man, you're not supposed to save them.
Well, he got one past Kepa, didn't he? Who had a brilliant game for Chelsea at the weekend. And De Gea, well, I think you'd probably expect him to save it.
Just reactions though, John, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. He went for the minimal back left, and it nearly worked. Another corner then. Gross swings it in, right-footed, 6-yard box. Oh, the header from Welbeck's over the bar. Arriving late. Well, we said we wanted him to open his FA Cup account with the Seagulls. He came very close there.
I think he's got a free header, normally marking him. That's got the run on Darlow. It's a free header back post, and he has to do better. 5 yards out.
Well, Albion knocking on the door at the moment in this second half, but...
You look, they both left him. He's free. Between Luke Shaw and Martial, free header. Massive chance.
Yeah, doesn't quite get over the top of it, Danny Welbeck. One of the ones where you just got to put it behind you, go again. Roberto De Zerbi on the sidelines. Puff of the cheeks, hands back in the pockets. They regroup again, but he'll be very pleased with the way that Albion have dominated this second half, Warren.
Yeah, for the first 12 minutes of the second half, it's been all Brighton, hasn't it? But we just have to keep the back door shut, don't switch off.
Yes, that's the only concern when you dominate play and don't score, that sometimes you can be hurt on the break, as Lewis Dunk sends that out of play for United throw.
I think they're making a substitution.
Yeah, the fourth
I think Fernandes may be coming off. He's not moved too well, Fernandes.
Injured in the first half, as was Sully March. He seems to have responded the better of the two. De Gea rifling the ball across to the far touchline to Anthony. He lobs it behind Wan-Bissaka, but he recovers well to put it back into Albion territory, and Anthony goes again up against Dunk now, in on the angle, wants to get it onto his left foot, he shoots. Comfortable for Sanchez.
Poor that, isn't it? Poor from Anthony in the end of it. What's that? It's short, is it a back pass or neither, is it?
Well, the first change, we'll see Fred coming on for United. Obviously that means that in all likelihood it will be Fernandes to make way. Albion yet to make any alterations to their lineup after the two changes before kickoff. United, who draw level with Arsenal in their 31st semi-final in this competition today. Albion, relative newcomers really to this sort of occasion. Only their third game in the last four of this FA Cup. Dunk holding on to it, wanting Martial to come towards him. Into the feet of Caicedo. Back to Webster. De Zerbi easing his defenders forwards, trying to guide them from the sidelines. Gross in at right back. Webster once more. Into Welbeck. Releases it first time back to Dunk, who wants to go over the top now, pinging it through the middle. It's a pass from Stupinian. He's trying to get it under control, but McAllister goes wide to the right to find March. March onto his right foot, steers it, and it's flipped away there by De Gea. It's certainly got a touch. Out of play for a throw.
And sometimes, when you're playing on the, he should have hit that first time across goal. Didn't need to take a touch.
Because if the keeper just gets a touch, it's a simple tap-in, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why Darlow keeps sending him on the outside, isn't he? He knows he's not very strong on his right foot. We've just seen that.
Yeah, Darlow, who is actually a right back, playing at left back. Oh, Webster just trying to get forward there and slightly lost possession. And now it's chipped up to Rashford, who's got in behind Gross. Gross trying to get back into position, but Marcus Rashford has space to run into. Down the left-hand side of the box. Good covering back there by Adam Webster. Gross trying to help him out as well. Sends it up the line to March. March back into Caicedo. Can they drive forward here? Up to Enciso. Turns, looks up. Whips it across towards Mitoma, but there's Wan-Bissaka again. Good vision there by the United right back. And good strength as well to get away from Estupinian. Down that right side, Estupinian holding him back. They play the advantage. Chance here for United. Anthony trying to tee it up for Casemiro. It's Lewis Dunk lying on the ground who hooks it clear. All hands on deck. Now Ericsson whips it in low. Another good clearance there by Lewis Dunk. And up it goes to Julio Enciso. He then thought he was fouled. No, says the referee. Fernandez, who could be coming off, playing it in behind Mitoma. Down the right side, steered back into the box. Webster's missed it, but March is there. Trying to send it over the top. Enciso goes down again.
Oh, referee, what are you doing?
Well, Craig Pawson sees no foul. Fernandez says put the ball out of play, and that's exactly what he does. Well, I think when we come back, Pervis Estupinian will be booked, but I think he's got a knock on the back of his leg there, Enciso, for his trouble.
Well, he's spanning behind Lindelof, and Lindelof didn't want to chase him, just act him down. The referee's not, I don't think the referee's seen it. He's got his...
Yeah, so why is the assistant not? It's actually going to be Ericsson to come off here.
Oh, so Fernandez is running like he's got...
Yeah, a massive injury, but... Well, he did start on Thursday night, Christian Eriksen, but he has been out for a while, so maybe understandable with his shortish haircut. And on comes Fred, who maybe give them a little bit more energy. He'll probably sit on Moises Caicedo, I wouldn't be surprised. Andrew Crofts, the Albion assistant manager down there, just patrolling around there with Andrea Maldera.
Veltman's on the way with Veltman.
Yeah, which is interesting. I wonder whether they're thinking of pushing Gross into midfield, Warren, and that they want to get him more on the ball. Maybe that's what they're looking to do. We shall see.
Go as a number 10, Pascal Gross or McAllister. McAllister was at number 10, then Cecil will come off.
Yeah. Warren Aspinall with us here on BBC Radio Sussex. Still 0-0. Well, I don't think I saw a card in the end for Pervis Estupinian, Warren.
I don't know.
Sanchez into Caicedo, turning it round the corner on the right. No one there for a change. Unlike the Albion in terms of not knowing where they're passing. Undav and Van Hecker warming up as well for the Seagulls.
Strange that the one end, the warming up at one end, and our players are warming up the other end.
Yes. Yeah, not normally like that at all, is it? And here come United trying to get in behind the Albion defence. Lewis Dunk sucked out of position by Fernandez, played into the path of Anthony. He shoots, palmed away there low by Robert Sanchez. Picked up by Martial. Left side of the area, pulls it back. Dalot, edge of the box, squares it. Fred's first touch is to just drift back and play it simply to Luke Shaw. Back down the left again. Martial pings it in there. Back to the edge of the area, through the legs of McAllister. Rashford still going, goes down, gets the free kick.
And Cisse diving in there. Rashford knew what he was doing. Just going to pull the trigger, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think he knew he was behind, but as soon as Enciso raises his arm onto the shoulder of Rashford and there's contact, it's going to be a free kick, and it could prove costly.
Yeah, you got two world-class players who...
Well, I just wonder whether if Ericsson hadn't come off, whether he would take this, but it's probably 3 yards outside the box.
Rashford.
Dead centre, Rashford himself. I mean, it's not much, but as soon as you raise your hand, and a big cheer from the United fans behind that goal to urge Craig Pawson to give the free kick. Can Albion stand firm? Veltman is going to come on in a minute, but not just yet. Had a little tweak, so had to come up against Chelsea, but he won't get on the pitch before this free kick for United. Referee now talking to Danny Welbeck and to Adam Webster. Lewis Dunk just being pushed back by the referee there to the 10-yard spot.
Fernandes has got the ball in his hand. He's saying, I'm taking this, isn't he? Rashford's probably saying he wants it. Fred moved away now, gone into the wall.
Well, they've had such a good second half, the Albion. Dominated possession, dominated the chances. But 20 minutes into the second period, it's United who have a free kick. Interestingly enough, he's just taken it back 3 yards, just outside the edge of the D. Seagull supporters raise their voices again. Rashford is there too, but it is surely going to be Bruno Fernandes. Well, no, maybe Rashford might go for the straight, like the Ronaldo position, but two options really for them. Three in the wall for United in front of the Albion wall. Dinked, blocked, comes back again, swiped at it and over the bar from Fernandes. It did its job there. Goal kick, still 0-0.
The wall's on as well, but Rashford's fuming, isn't he? Well, that's when you're captain, Johnny, you make the decisions when you're on the pitch, don't you? And that's made, I think Rashford's a better striker of the ball than Fernandes. But also for courses.
Absolutely.
I've seen Cicco's coming off. Maybe disappointed, coming off. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's a team game.
Absolutely. Veltman talks about players who played in big games. He certainly played in them in the Champions League.
He's made the keeper make a good save from Enciso.
He has. I'll be a little bit disappointed the one in the first half that he didn't get on target.
Yeah. Well, like I say, he's been a thorn in Man United's back four.
What he's got to think, though, Warren, is there's plenty more football to be played this season.
Yeah, of course. 25 minutes of this game. You know it's a big game, a big occasion, but he has to be proud of himself.
Yeah, he's disappointed inevitably. But Albion resume play from the back. Veltman's first touch at right back now. Can he get to the pace of the game? Using Caicedo, tries to wallop the ball up the pitch, and Luke Shaw picks it up, drifting forward, left side, lays it off there to Rashford, 3 yards from the touchline, angled the ball into Fred. Fred forced back to Casemiro. Now Lindelof. McAllister now in the 10. Good work there by Gross in the midfield. He's changed positions, swapping there as Veltman comes in at right back. First change made by Roberto De Zerbi. Casemiro on halfway. Just seeing a little bit of possession here, Manchester United, and they bypass McAllister. Casemiro, it's opening up for him here. Lobbing the ball into the box. Martial is off on his bike, but he won't get there. Tried the old scoop over the top there. It didn't work. It's out for a goal kick. Still, we await the first goal of the game here on BBC Radio Sussex. But the first switch made by Roberto De Zerbi. I think he's just saying now, are we going to the old four at the up top here, Warren, with March right on this touchline, Mitoma right on that, Welbeck and McAllister playing as a four up top. It's about that time in the game that he usually does this.
Yes. But if you matchups there, Mitoma against Wan-Bissaka, right? Wan-Bissaka beats Mitoma, doesn't he?
Yeah.
With pace.
Throw for United. Dallo to take it towards Fernandes, who takes the ball out of play. Sure, I thought that was a Seagulls throw, that, but no flag from the assistant referee on the near side. Casemiro bringing Lindelof into play, the centre-back driving forward on the right side. Sold spread a little bit short, so in there goes McAllister. Albion having to defend inside their own half just at the moment, as we've just passed the midway point of this second half. Albion 0, United 0. It finished 2-2, of course, 40 years ago, and these two played in the final. Here's Fernandes, back to Casemiro, midway through the Albion half. Centre of the park. Fred bouncing up onto the chest there of Wan-Bissaka, who curls it down the right channel. Sanchez just goes across there and lets the ball go out of play. Well, the Albion have had a good record against United, having beaten them early in the season, and of course at the end of last season as well. So looking for their third consecutive victory. Eric Ten Hag and a baptism of fire really at the beginning of the season. Hampered by injuries, but the ball to the left side there to Estupinian, unable to keep it in.
It's just sloppy, isn't it?
Doesn't quite exude the confidence at the back, Sanchez, that Steele does he? De Gea at the back there, using Shaw. Welbeck trying to chase him down. They're going to need a lot from Danny Welbeck. I don't really want extra time, the Seagulls, with another game on Wednesday night, as March tried to tackle, but it falls for United. Off goes Martial, chasing down the left wing. Ball out of play. And United fans not happy with the decision near side.
Yeah, we just can't get out of our own half at the moment, Johnny.
Yeah, it's difficult to know what to put that down to, Warren, really.
Well, it's misplaced passes though. It's all Sanchez to kick out of play, give possession straight back to them, and they come after you.
Up it goes down the line, and came off Solly March there, so given as a Manchester United throw. Little lull here as Albion try and force themselves up the pitch. Yasin Ayari still on the touchline there with Facundo Buenanote. Two young starlets in the Albion squad as Wan-Bissaka rolls out against Mitoma's foot, and it goes out of play for United throw. 5 yards inside their own half. On that right-hand side, the block of black tarpaulin that separates the two sets of fans. It's been very amicable. Nice atmosphere before kick-off. We've heard from the fans right throughout the day. And we'll hear from them after the full-time whistle as well, as Veltman's defensive header goes out of play.
I think United now are putting more players forward, aren't they? Fernandes is playing like more or less as a number 10 just behind Martial.
You kind of feel, after Albion in the ascendancy for the first 10 or 15 minutes, it's been all Manchester United really for the first, well, for the last 5 or 10, but a free kick it is. 15 yards inside the Albion half. Fernandes is miraculously recovered. Seems to be okay. Pinging it across along the ground to Fred. Fred shimmying away from Welbeck. Inside to Martial, who's come deep. Into the centre circle. Lindelof, a big mop of hair to Luke Shaw. Into the feet of Fred. Tracked all the way by Moises Caicedo. Sometimes you just got to say disciplined in parts of the game, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Dallow tight on the left side. March did a job, out of play for an Albion throw.
Especially when the substitutions are coming on as well, Johnny, aren't you? You have to know your job when you get out there.
Yes.
Communication is very... you have to do that very well, especially with the noise around the stadium and when your substitution comes on.
Yeah. Let's hope they can do that. But, a real goalmouth action in the last 10 minutes. Here's Welbeck, he's come very deep now. Back to Dunk, who's inside his own area, along the ground. Chance here for Estupinian, up and over halfway on the left side. McAllister just square. Looks up, lets it run across his body now. Into Welbeck, shifts it, turns it. 10 yards outside the box, here's Gross. Back into Welbeck, first touch to get it under control. Tried to shoot and get the ball away, but Lindelof put the block in, sent the ball out. It came off Welbeck, he may have hurt himself there as the two collided there.
He swung his leg, didn't he, as he's taking his shot, and
bang!
Lindelof's done very well. Come across and took the ball.
Luke Shaw concerned here for the former England international because Albion striker is down on the ground.
Yeah, and he's holding his thigh, his knee. I think his knee here, I think. Knee to shin.
Those can be painful, can't they?
Certainly can. It's a wonderful ball from Pascal Gross.
So well disguised, wasn't it?
Look, he's just inside his knee.
I think it's as he goes to ground.
It's just there, knee.
Yeah.
Knee to knee.
Yeah,
Albion, checking on his knee, look.
I'm just looking at the
knee
bench, really.
Undav is coming on. I think the signal straight away.
Well, something different maybe for Manchester United to think about. 80 minutes of normal time remaining. Danny Welbeck, I suppose in the wider picture, Warren, though, with pretty much 2 league games for the rest of the season and Evan Ferguson out at the moment, this is a real concern. 2 mainline strikers and number 9s potentially injured.
Yes. He's a big worry, but he's been taken off anyway, so he gets up. But I think they might be. They don't want to rush this. Just look, only it's a bang.
Yeah, let's just hope so. As you say, maybe he was going to come off anyway.
Yeah, because he was stripped anyway. I think on Dav. I think he was. Yeah, he's.
Well, warm applause from the Albion fans as Danny Welbeck makes his way off the pitch down on the right-hand side. Fully deserved.
Works hard, doesn't he, for the team?
That guy Welbs, as he's known. Picked up that nickname a long time ago. Really the father figure to so many of the youngsters at the Amex. But his game is over, and on comes Dennis Undav. So it looks like McAllister's pushed even further forward as well. De Gea with the free kick. Up goes Veltman, trying to head it beyond Darlow. It comes back to the Dutchman, who tries to angle it into the middle. Casemiro pushing high, off the shoulder there of Rashford, into the middle. Fred, onto Martial. Looks up, thought about a shot, but it's a good sliding tackle by Adam Webster to win it back for the Seagulls. Mitoma loses possession in a dangerous area. It's down the right, chance here for Anthony. Tight angle, wants to get it onto his left foot. Looks up, rolls it back towards the edge of the area. Fred dispossessed it away by Fernandes, who dinks it in there, and out comes Sanchez to pull it off the top of the head of Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
Now he tries to send it long to find March, but it's all straight out of play. Right idea, wrong execution.
Yeah, but under a little bit of pressure there, Johnny. You think your keeper will take his time, regroup, get your shape back.
Well, they don't really have that ball over the top now with Welbeck going off. They're only going to ask March and Mitoma to do that as the curling, swirling ball forward is headed back by Lewis Dunk to his keeper. 15 minutes remaining then here of the 90. Albion 0, United 0. If you've been out and about, it's been a tense, relatively open, scrappy game, but still no goals. Dunk pinging it in there to McAllister on halfway, lays it off to Gross. Gross, more advanced position, trying to pick out Undav, slightly on his heels there, and Lindelof had time there to get it back.
I think Lindelof miskicked it, didn't he?
Yeah, you've got to anticipate that, Warren, haven't you? I know it's unlikely that, you know, players at the top level don't tend to make mistakes, but sometimes you might have to gamble.
You're saying we're missing Welbeck's pace to stretch this Man United team. He might play into Man United's hands if Undav keeps going short. He just has to keep going long to take him the other way as well.
Well, he's got it into his feet now, but his first touch is a heavy one, and Rashford has it back. He releases Dalot. March on the ground. Dalot going forward. Rashford on the left. Played to him now. Forward it comes. Advantage played after a foul by Caicedo. Rashford trying to skim past Veltman. It came actually off the England international. Caicedo's gone down. He's rubbing his calf.
I think that's just trying to get away without a booking, I think.
Yeah. What I would say is that Craig Pawson has generally let most things go, even though he's booked 2 Manchester United players in the game so far.
But he's delaying it, isn't he? But when he gets up, he's not giving him a yellow. It's another one. Clever from Caicedo, if I'm honest.
Yeah, distraction technique.
Yeah.
There you go.
So he's got another chance to put another one in.
It's a bit like when you're in the classroom, isn't it? You're trying to distract the teacher.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, look over there, teacher.
Always.
Here's Lewis Dunk taking it off Sanchez and up the pitch. Back heel there by McAllister. Releases Estupinian. 3 in advanced positions. Estupinian outside of the left boot. Not going to find Undav. Not enough pace on the pass there. They're just making it a little bit easy there for United as Veltman looked to have fouled Rashford. I think he got away with it. I think actually Craig Pawson was unsighted, but once again not helped by his assistant.
The fourth official's looking at it straight away, isn't he? Can he not say anything?
No.
He doesn't, does he?
The assistant has to flag, really. Looked like a foul, but Albion have got away with one there and have possession. Webster in the Man United half, 15 yards forward, back onto his left foot, short pass to Dunk, who can disguise that drilled ball along the ground if he needs to. Cushioned back there by Gross. Nice touch by Caicedo. Back to Gross again. Trying to take it away from Fred. Wide position on the right is March. March now wanting to attack Darlow onto his left foot, curls it in there. It's low and it's easily headed away by Shaw. with better quality on the delivery in there. Free kick by Webster. Anthony Martial goes down.
Any chances Webster had? Not getting booked. Any chances he had?
Yeah. Well, he set out his stall pretty early, Craig Pawson. Yeah, that's Billy Gilmore just jogging up the touchline, maybe just giving a reminder to his manager. It's actually Andrew Cross who's out in the technical area, so I wonder whether Roberto De Zerbi, we can't see from the cheap seats here, but he's maybe having a conversation about another change. As Veltman heads it up to Gross, he nods it down into the ground to Undav. Again, that's a little bit sloppy there by the German. They want to throw though. Ten Hag thought it should have gone their way. And De Zerbi is back in action,
but it's
prowling along the side of the pitch.
Take more care, doesn't he, Undav there? Then you're 2 against 1 situation.
Yeah, always difficult coming on as a substitute, but you've got to hit the ground running if you can. With 10 minutes of normal time remaining, still 0-0. Dunk over the top to Mitoma. He scored some late goals for the Albion this season. Can he find a moment of magic again? Plays it back to McAllister. Seems to love the big occasion. Caicedo across the march. First time ball, Gross wasn't expecting it. Cross comes Wan-Bissaka, powers it against Pascal Gross, and behind for a goal kick. Low fives there between Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. And I'd probably say Aaron Wan-Bissaka has probably been Manchester United's best player.
Well, yeah, he's
been rock solid.
Yeah, he has. I mean, not giving Mitoma much chance. But it's a good run from Mitoma. He still have to keep going, though. He may switch off.
And one thing you would say about this Brighton team this season, Warren, they've scored a fair few late goals, haven't they? To nick games here and there.
Oh, you have to keep going to the 90 minutes, don't you? And beyond today with extra time.
Of course, we'll stay with all the action all the way as De Gea takes the goal kick, right-footed, across to Anthony, underneath his feet. In goes Estupiñán. Clean tackle, over halfway. Mitoma to his left, McAllister through the middle. Estupiñán picks out Undav. Going away from goal, but he plays it back to Mitoma. Mitoma now using Estupiñán once more, still full of energy. Caicedo, nice little shimmy, wants the 1-2 with Undav, blocked off there by Casemiro. No foul, says the referee. How costly could that be? Because United trying to break.
That's a free kick as well.
Well, 2 free kicks, I'm sure, one for either side, neither given. Gross up there now to Caicedo again. Through there, Gross can't get. Shaw's just going to shepherd it back to Dalot. Comes into the middle of the pitch.
Referee's having a shocker, isn't he?
It's not been a great 10 minutes.
Oh man, the referee's not having a. Well, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Like Brighton, will the Man United?
Do you just feel the pendulum swinging slightly back in Brighton's favour?
Yeah,
Warren?
it is, Johnny. There's a manager urging his team forward.
Undav, little layoff there to Gross. Gross wide to March. March, who missed out 4 years ago. Oh, how he'd love to get a goal here. Onto his left foot, shapes up, edge of the area. Oh, it's another good save from De Gea. Gross goes in for the rebound, but the Spaniard recovers well. And he may have got one in the chest for his troubles. But once again, March, he gets into those positions so well, but he had a swipe at it, never really connected.
That's all you can ask, Johnny, from your winger there. Show him inside, he's gone inside this time. Shaped to shoot, took it another touch, but then he gets shot on target. It's a good save down to his left-hand side, the goalkeeper. Had to use his 6'6" frame to pull that one out.
He did, he was going the other way, so he had to react and go back to his left side.
And as well, he didn't parry it far, did he?
No.
It's a good, like, just softened it.
I half expected Dennis Undav to just pop up and poke it home, but he wasn't to be. Still 0-0. Goal kick. Veltman with the header. Chested forward there by McAllister trying to find Dennis Undav. Agricultural from Luke Shaw to put the ball out of play. And now Albion starting to finish the game stronger. They started this second half well. Then United came back into it. There's another change coming up. Now, to be honest, I can't see if any players are ready, so I think
it's not
now
for Brighton, is it?
I can't see any Brighton players, and I can't see any Man United players. For
I think it was
matter.
Weghorst, I think. No, here he is, Sancho.
Back there to Caicedo for the Albion. Mitoma forced to head it because it was high and firm towards him. Now McAllister. It's caught there by Anthony, free kick.
I think he knows what he's doing as well. Had a bit of rivalry, like you said, between them.
Yeah, Argentina against Brazil there in the middle of the park. Well, we never thought we'd probably say that. We never thought Albion would have a World Cup winner We'll go back to the days at Withdean. Of course, they have been here before.
No, mind not in Tinny, Johnny. We're talking about players from Abergele then, weren't we?
Abergele.
Oh, trying to get him over the line.
Free kick then. Gross is back there. Dunk has come forward, so has Veltman. It's a reverse ball and it's sent Estupiñán towards the sidelines. He might make a pass into a good one there from a bad one. Goes down, helped out by Mitoma, but the referee says it's a free kick. United will have a chance to clear their lines. Well, here does come the change. Yeah.
Rashford will go centre forward now, won't he? Sancho on to his left-hand side where Rashford was.
Yeah, Martial the man to make way here with 5 minutes left of the 90. And on comes Jadon Sancho, who has had his difficulties at United, but we know what a talent he is and what he can produce on his day. Hopefully he won't do it in the final 5 minutes of normal time. So still 0-0. Free kick for United, deep inside their own half. De Gea takes it, launching it long. Webster comes forward, gets ahead of Rashford, heading it back into the Manchester United half. Lindelof, back there to De Gea again. It's United now trying to play it around at the back and break through and move the ball quickly up the pitch, but it's picked up there by Pervis Estupiñán in the left-back position. Webster forced to turn, has to play it quickly there. Sanchez sends it out of play. Another Manchester United player has gone down, so we may see more treatment here.
Rashford.
Well, United, who've lost 3 of their last 5 semi-finals in this competition. So 81,445. I have to bend down on my haunches to see the sign up there. So bigger attendance than yesterday when there were a few.
445.
Yeah, 81,445. It's a great turnout. I just wonder whether the Albion fans could just push them along a little bit in these final 5 minutes, Warren.
Yeah, they'll
done brilliantly this afternoon. Maybe they can be the extra man. Certainly looks like they're going to get good value for money if it does go to extra time. Sapping on the legs. Nottingham Forest will be pleased about that. But you never know, we may yet have a goal. A few grandstand finishes this season already. And here come United. It's Sancho, first touch for him. Ballo on the outside. Ballo left-footed, dinks it in, deflected, edge of the box, laid off there. Sancho wants to shoot, he does, he curls it. It's just over the top of the bar. Took a deflection, out for a corner.
Yeah, it's a good block, that is. I think it was Solly March.
Yeah.
Gets his foot in there.
Had to do it, didn't it? Because it was bending towards goal. If it hadn't have got that touch, maybe Sanchez would have been floundering. We shall see. Corner then for United on the right-hand side. Still 0-0. 3 minutes of normal time remaining here on BBC Radio Sussex. Fernandez on the right. Anthony on the corner of the area. Floated high into the box. Big leap there by Pervis Estupiñán to get it clear. Picked up by Mitoma here. Little weaving run. Needs help. Across to the right. Finds March. March thought about sending it right across the pitch to Undav, but Anthony had got back into position. But March drifting forward now. Maintains possession. Now using Estupiñán. The left back just rolls it back to March once more, who set up that late goal for Julio Enciso. But here's McAllister opening up for him on the edge of the box. Trying to just flick it through the middle. Undav keeps chasing, forces Wan-Bissaka to put it out for a corner. That's got the Albion fans going again.
Yeah, good initial play, wasn't it? And it took a wicked deflection off the United player and more or less put Undav in. Carried on running, gets us a corner. Need a good delivery from Pascal Gross now.
What price on a Lewis Dunk header from this corner?
Priceless.
It would be. It certainly would be. He's having a quick word there with Adam Webster. So many times he said.
Well, now they've only got 2 marking them, Johnny, in the buzz queue. There's usually 3 against 3.
It is.
Martial's gone off.
Little block off might open up for one of Albion's 2 centre backs. It's Gross it is who's going to take the corner. Veltman in on the goal line, in on the keeper. Gross with the delivery, in at the near post, headed away there by Rashford. And launched long to the near side. McAllister goes to chase, lets the ball go out for a throw. See what he was trying to do there, Pascal Gross. Needed someone to get across the front man, but it didn't really happen. But once again, they have possession once more. It's Caicedo working it from the back into the final 60 seconds of the 90. Fourth official Robert Jones preparing his board. His job is done for the moment. Here's Mitoma. Trying to sniff a little chance. Goes on the outside of Wan-Bissaka. Still going. Drifting into the box. Lays it off there to Undav. He tries to turn and get the shot away. Lindelof managed to hook it clear.
He has to lay it back to McAllister there, doesn't he, Undav? Good little run, Mitoma. Didn't get beyond his full back there, but drove him backwards and slipped into Undav and just lay it off.
Does so well, doesn't he, in those positions, Mitoma? He's a bit like Jack Grealish at times. Now he's playing the pass to Estupiñán. Across there goes Lindelof, but Estupiñán got there first, and he's won another corner as he bangs the ball against the shin pad of Anthony.
Amazing run from your left full back there. Where's he get his energy from? I don't know, but
I'll tell you what, it was an absolutely lung-busting run from Pervis Estupiñán to get there. That's got the Seagulls fans behind that goal up on their feet. Veltman urging the crowd to make a difference as well. Have United got the jitters? It's 0-0. We're into injury time. 3 minutes to be played. Can Gross pick out a teammate from this one, from the left-hand side? The short option is Mitoma by the goal line. But Gross lofting it in there. March with a header off his shoulder, I think, and over the bar. Never really looked convincing.
If he leaves that, Lewis Dunk's coming around the back. You look. Lewis Dunk's coming around the back.
Well, maybe the last opportunity in normal time, but we shall see. De Gea prepares to take the goal kick. Still it's even Stevens here at Wembley. Still it's 0-0. De Gea forward now. Good distance, Webster's header into the middle, chested off there by Caicedo, lobbed high by Gross, off goes Mitoma, trying to get the ball under control, up against Wan-Bissaka, trying to invite in the challenge, still going, weaving his way through into the middle, just overran it slightly and then careered into Casemiro. Free kick for Manchester United, and a yellow card there as well.
Do you know what, Johnny? I thought if he goes down there, Wan-Bissaka, a little tug at him, but he didn't want to go down. Then he had to lunge into trying to stop the clearance the ball, but
it's so difficult to defend against Kaoru Mitoma. That thesis for his dissertation on dribbling certainly paid dividends. Casemiro, no rush to get up. Yeah, just a shame he got away from him really, because sometimes when he drifts across the pitch like that, people aren't quite sure whether he's going to shoot or just lay it off, but went too far and fouled Casemiro, and it will be a free kick that De Gea will take just by the edge of his own penalty area, sending it to the left side. Trying to bring Sancho into play. Veltman lets that one go out. One more chance maybe, Warren. One more chance. 45 seconds left of the 3 to be added on. Throw by Veltman, gets it back from Gross.
Oh, we don't want to give him a chance, do we, in this final minute?
No. So they're holding on to the ball on the edge of their own area here, the Seagulls. As Caicedo comes short to Gross. Gross in there to March. Veltman on the overlap, but he's driven the ball across the pitch. Solly March trying to find Mitoma again, backpedaling. Once again has to head it to keep it in play. Estupiñán caught wrong side. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Square ball in there to Casemiro. Referee's blown up for a free kick, I think.
No, that's it.
Is that it? Yeah, it is. So the 90 minutes is over. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Manchester United 0, and we head to extra time.
You can't say that both teams haven't given everything of which they have. It's been an entertaining game, not blessed on clear-cut chances, but more or less half chances. And now it's about 30 minutes. It may take.
Do they just go with the same game plan, Warren? Do you change anything in going into this next 30 minutes?
No, nothing at all. I think Lewis Dunk's going to running down the tunnel. I think we just
quick call of nature, maybe.
Yeah, but I think we just keep going.
Take on the liquids.
Yeah.
And if they can find that pattern of play, that tempo, that rhythm that they have had so often this season, then just maybe they'll create a chance.
In the last 5 minutes of that game, Matoma's received the ball 3 or 4 times, Johnny, and he's taking his Wan-Bissaka on now. Just keep doing that. Wan-Bissaka might just put a foot out, and he has to go over and he might get something for us, a penalty or something. But he just needs to keep attacking him. I think it's a good matchup, that. It's been a great matchup all game, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, and you know why he's certainly been picked in that position. Well, a quick breather here for both the players and for me and Warren. But as we head into extra time, Adrian, 0-0.
Thanks very much indeed, Johnny, and don't go anywhere. Full live commentary on the whole of extra time, and who knows, and let's hope not, penalties. Just a quick word with you, Warren. I just wonder how much fatigue comes into this now. You know, United played on Thursday night over in Seville, another 30 minutes to go. It's always sounds to be very draining at Wembley. So, could tiredness come into it?
It can, but these football players now are machines, aren't they? So I can't see, if you're tired or whatever, you have to hold your arm and say, look, I'm feeling a little bit gaffer. Get a substitute on. But none of that's going to happen, is it? The adrenaline's going to get you through this next 30 minutes. That's for sure.
One thing I would just notice, and just Joel Veltman's receiving a bit of treatment on the back of his left leg, because that's, I think, the hamstring that he tweaked earlier, but hopefully he'll be okay for the next 30 minutes or so. But, you know, I think you also have to be tempted to offer it to a youngster, Adrian, you know, maybe give an opportunity to a Buonanotte. Maybe Billy Gilmore comes in to, you know, maybe even Ayari. I mean, I think sometimes, you know, it's great to have experience, but sometimes the exuberance of youth, you don't have that baggage, and you just go for it. I mean, it's up to the manager to make the decision, but he does have options.
Yeah, he's got options, and like you said, on a little team meeting there, they have to say, look, the assistant manager's saying, look, come onto the pitch. De Zerbi's saying, come onto the pitch. Get him in a big huggle and see what's going to happen. And you have to speak up. If loud and proud, if you're flagging, get your hand up and say, look, Gaffer, I'm struggling a little bit here, a little niggle. Don't forget, it's all the night. You're then again in a big huggle. Right,
this is what Roberto De Zerbi's doing here. He's going into the middle of the circle. He's going to issue his final instructions. And that is what it's been like all season, Adrian. He is the man in the middle. He determines how they play the game, and he will determine how they play this final 30 minutes. Last few messages, keep the message simple. I think that's the key. Keep it simple. Go again.
Let's go down amongst the fans. Tim Darrens is there. I'm sure there's some fingernails being chewed amongst the Albion fans, Tim.
Yeah, I've got a couple of sisters here. What are your names?
Biz. Angela.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, amazing atmosphere, just fantastic. Just a goal now.
I was going to say, it's been a party. You've had a brilliant day. It's 36,000 of you, but now it's serious. You know, extra time against Man United. How do you feel?
I don't know. I mean, it's a close match. It really is. I'm just hoping Brighton can sort of put it together and get a goal. So we need one goal.
Does it feel like one moment could decide this?
I don't know, really. Penalties. No. Yeah, one goal, that's all it needs.
Where are you from, both of you?
Brighton, actually Brighton itself, yeah.
Listen, now get ready to start. Well done, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks very much indeed, Tim. Well, Lewis Dunk just ran towards the Albion fans, though, clapping his hands and encouraging the fans to really get behind them. You were saying, Johnny, just as went into the last 10 minutes of the 90, you know, maybe whether the Albion fans could really lift this Albion side for this extra time period. The managers, the head coaches have spoken to the players. They're back out on the middle. We've got another half hour of this, and I hope it doesn't go to penalties.
Well, a change coming up here for Manchester United, and it looks like Sabitza's coming on, and I think that's
Anthony's gone off.
Oh, they picked up number 2, didn't they? But yeah, 21 it is. Anthony makes way. So
happy he's sulking again. He's always sulking, isn't he, that player? But the world is.
I think if you've done enough, then you can sulk, but he hasn't, and he hasn't done it on a regular occasion. So another change made there by Eric Ten Hag. Another toss there between Fernandes and Dunk, with the referee Craig Pawson in the middle. How do you think that might change things with Sabitzer coming on, Warren, in terms of just maybe a few extra legs as well?
Well, I think he's going to go in midfield, won't he? Casemiro sitting, there'll be Sabitzer on one side, Fred on the other, and Fernandes will be playing like as a striker.
So there's 2 sitting now, with Casemiro and Fred,
But Fernandes is on this right-hand side. We need to get after Mitoma and players with Stupian need to get after Wan-Bissaka. 2 against 1 situation we have to make.
We're underway in extra time. Albion kick us off, playing from right to left as we start this 30 minutes of added on time. Dunk gives the ball away there to Fred in the centre of the midfield. Quite got to the run of it, but then Fernandez, his pass is cut out by Moises Caicedo. He would have made 2 changes. Welbeck went off for Undav, and Ciso replaced by Veltman. As I said, did receive a bit of treatment on his left hamstring, but still 0-0. Still we await that first goal, and it could be just one goal that decides this perhaps. Undav turning it round the corner to Gross. He's got into an advanced position, taking Lindelof with him and winning a throw. Clever play that by the boy from Mannheim.
It was nowhere to go as he's running out of area, just plays it off the full-back and gets to the throw-in.
Yes.
Like I said, Johnny, we need to... Fernandez wants to stay on the pitch because he's captain, but he's limping.
Well, here's Mitoma. Maybe we can have a go at Wan-Bissaka. He's just backing off momentarily. Flicked in there to Estupiñán. Tried to shoot, but it's on his left side, and this is his better side, but it wasn't a great angle. Turned back in by McAllister. Undav did some good work initially, but then poked away from him. Sancho tries to head it clear. Back to the Albion. Might see quite a fair bit of possession in the early part of this first period of extra time.
I think you just have to keep going on this left-hand side, our left-hand side.
Yeah. There's McAllister through the legs of Fred. Still going, drifting across the pitch. Short pass to Veltman. Veltman back to McAllister. He goes for goal. It's well over the bar. Optimistic from that kind of angle. And it'll be out for a goal kick.
You don't shoot, you don't score, Johnny. Nothing else on in front of him. But yes, I think this left-hand side is very important, especially now in extra time. Fernandez is walking with a limp. So he's going to be running with a limp. And I think Purvis is full of energy. And if he can get beyond Mitoma and keep... But we need... When we do get into 2-on-1 situations, we need to get bodies in the box.
Well, something they've done on regular occasions this season. They're going to have to dig deep, though, as we go into the next 30 minutes. One ball forward there. Estupiñán up against Fernandez. Albion win it. Fernandez not happy not to get the free kick. Here's McAllister. Lays it off for Mitoma. Good run from him. March goes through the middle, but the pass from Mitoma not firm enough, and Subitza's there. His first touch to take it to the left-hand side. Sancho using Fred. Straight in there. Brilliant work there by the Albion midfield. Now Undav linking up with Gross. Gross lays it off to March. March, maybe a chance to cut inside and shoot again, but no. Rolling it a little bit too far. Fred had got back. Maybe those fresh legs helping him there. And then Lindelof just booting the ball into the Albion half.
Well, it's anywhere we'll do now, isn't it, for Man United?
Yeah. Maybe the ones maybe wanting penalties at this stage. Whatever happens, is Webster. A little pass to the right to find March. He has to go back towards his own goal, and he's been trapped by 2 there. He needs a little bit of help to get out of that little cul-de-sac on the right-hand side, and he's utilised Webster.
I'd say, I've just seen Fernandez sprint 10 yards there, and well, he didn't sprint, did he? He's running with an hobble.
He sprints one way and hobbles the back the other, I think, is generally what happens. Good tackle there by Lewis Dunk on Fernandez to win it for the Seagulls. Estupiñán from left back, up to halfway. Turns it back. Do they need to just quicken the tempo just slightly, Warren?
Especially on this left-hand side, I think they do. Look, Purvis goes again, Fernandez just let him go.
Nice ball by Caicedo to find Gross. Out of one foot onto the other. To Estupiñán. Back. Chance for Undav. Oh, his first touch let him down. Cleared there by the final man, which is Diogo Dalot.
Wonderful play, link-up play. I said it was a lovely ball from Purvis into...
Here's the throw. Goes to McAllister. What a chance that was for Dennis Undav. Here's Caicedo. Little short ball. Tries to flick it this time, but cleared by United. Only as far as Lewis Dunk. Dunk into the left channel. Back to goal is Mitoma. Back to his captain. Tries to go wide. Finds Estupiñán. Not much height in there, but it's whipped in. Took a deflection as well, and Darlow clears. Veltman nodding it back to March. March hooking it over his shoulder to Gross. Just stayed on side, I think. Little Cruyff turn. Back onto his right side. There it is. Hoists it back post. Mitoma peeling away, but it's beyond him and out of play.
Well, we said it in the podcast, the old Cruyff turn. There it is, Johnny. Fred didn't know it, did he? He don't know when he's going to do it. But that chance to Undav, it's a lovely pass in from Pérez to Estupiñán. Gets beyond Fernandez, doesn't want to run back with him. Pings it in first time to him. You have to be better, you have to be clinical in them areas.
Yeah, his first touch is usually so good. They tried to win it back there, but committed the foul on Casemiro. I think it is, and it's gone down. Well, 5 minutes played of the first period of extra time. Still 0-0. Certainly been goals elsewhere in the Premier League today. Not that Albion will have had one eye on that, but obviously it does have a bearing on them. What a win for Newcastle, 6-1 against Spurs.
I'm going to sort of Johnny.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka's struggling, I think.
Just hobbling a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's struggling. Not played much games.
No, he hasn't. Well, and he's now into extra time, so maybe Mitoma can profit from that.
So that's what I'm saying. This right hand side for Man United, Fernandes, it's like the A&E, isn't it?
Nice serve by McAllister there to get away from Lindelof. Still going, dragged down 2 or 3 times there. Lindelof gets a yellow card.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, Lindelof. He wasn't going to let it go over his shirt. You can change that at the end of the game. But yes, then the two struggling, aren't they? Both of them.
They've got to make it count now. We're on. I'm not saying it's there for the taking, but you certainly feel they need to strike.
Well, when you think United, 2 players are nobbling.
Here's Caicedo from distance. Oh, just peeling away to the left-hand side. Difficult to see from this angle how far wide it was in the end from the Ecuador midfielder. Maybe felt there wasn't much else on at that moment in time, but it's a goal kick, and still it remains goalless. I just wonder whether Undav will wake up at 3 in the morning and remember that little touch he was through there. He just needs one off his right foot onto his left, and it's either corner or along the ground, and you're in, aren't you?
Yeah, all ifs and maybes, Johnny, isn't it, at the moment?
Certainly is. Here's De Gea. Goal kick. Up goes Dunk. Really strong, powerful header to get it away from Fernandes. Fernandes not happy with the challenge from Dunk. There's a word in his ear.
I tell you, he's one of them players I'd love to play against just to wind him up.
Well, I think it's quite easy.
Yes, I mean. And then you pull him off your game.
Yeah. Casemiro a bit lucky there to ride the challenge from McAllister, but Sancho's got away from Veltman, who's caught up the pitch now. March slotting in at right back. Still going down the left side, United. 3 in the box, 1 is Rashford. Pulled to the edge of the area. Dalot goes wide again. Sancho trying to tease March there. Curls it in there. Flick header, just wide. Good chance there for United. Nice work in the end. And a little dink cross. Nice work from Sancho. Picked out his man, but the glancing header went wide.
And Lewis Dunks is fuming with his midfield players. Switched off, didn't they? Sabotage got in behind Caicedo. We don't say that much. He's got sneaked in behind, got a free header.
Yeah,
to do better.
I think Savitzer will be disappointed with that. It was behind him slightly, but if you try and crane your neck to get the glancing header on target. Here's Mitoma, nice ball into the middle. Off goes Estupiñán, space opening up in front of him. Carves it across to the right-hand side to find March. Gross makes a run down the near side. Needed to go earlier from March if they were going to do that. Cut out by United. Game starting to get stretched. Sancho just stops and holds it up. Of course, got some fresh legs on the pitch now. Having made 3 changes, United. Albion, after dominating for the first 6 or 7 minutes of extra time, just having to sit a little bit deep now. Maybe fatigue coming into play. Sancho over on that right-hand side, back there to Dalot, who flips it over the top. Looked like Rashford was offside, but the flag hasn't come just yet. He continues, tightish angle, pulls it back, waiting for the shot. It doesn't come. To the edge of the area, Fred misses it completely, and then the flag
doing
comes
now,
up.
man.
I mean, it's comical, isn't
30 seconds, not 30 seconds.
It is comical, isn't it? Oh dear. Well, it's a source of frustration for so many.
So just imagine he scored there, you go and celebrate and all that, and he come back and puts his flag up. No, mate, just put your flag up. It's not.
I think the body language of Rashford probably said that. I think he felt as well that. He knew he was offside anyway.
Just comical, isn't it?
5 minutes left of the first period of extra time. 0-0 at the moment. Dunk in possession, rolling the ball forward towards halfway. Sends it up there to Mitoma. Mitoma weaving forward, getting ahead of Lindelof, who's on a yellow card. Trying to play it back to Undav, who'd stopped his run. And it goes out for a goal kick, frustratingly for the Seagulls. Another, looks like a double change coming. It looks like Weghorst is going to come on.
I don't know when
I think Malacia is going to come on as well, because I imagine Darlow will switch to right back and Malacia will go to left back. And maybe Wan-Bissaka will come off.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka's definitely coming off.
So Malacia will go in at left back.
Fernandez is coming off as well. So like I said, it was like yeah, knee, wasn't it, down his right hand side.
Yeah, so double change on this flank.
Rashford's not happy. Rashford will have to come over here. He's walked to the left wing. I think Sancho will have to come on this right side.
Yeah, Fernando's taking his time coming off, hobbling a bit as he goes. A different challenge now for the Seagulls with Wout Weghorst coming on. Tall, imposing striker. We'll just see how they do realign. Albion who've made 2 changes so far. I wonder whether there is a little bit of activity down on the sidelines there. Andrew Croft's in discussion there with Nick Stanley.
Who's taking the armband for Man United? Now then.
It's not obvious, is it? Forward it goes to Weghorst, challenging with Webster. Good tussle there between the two. Second challenge won by Webster, heads it wide. Rashford keeps it in, trying to take on Veltman. Veltman then does well there to flick it against his opponent to win the throw. Clever play, even though he was lying on the ground. A different proposition now for Mitoma, as maybe he can get after Diogo Dalot, who is a good defender, but maybe not quite as good as Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Throw goes into Dennis Undav for the Seagulls. Square it goes there. Gross wasn't going to get to it. Had to stretch. One there by Undav. Good work from him, foraging back. Now chasing forward on his own. 2 to his left. Rolls it forward. Couldn't find Mitoma. Tried to just get it behind Dalot, who then clears. Finds Sancho. Sancho running at Dunk. Forward is Fred. He stayed onside. Weghorst in the middle. Fred on the angle. Straight across goal. Sanchez actually left that. There's no one at the back post. Maybe he knew, but it's not out of play. United come again. Great tackle by Veltman. Tremendous work from him. Oh, but then he's given it away to the edge of the box. In there is Caicedo to win it. 4-on-3 here for the Seagulls. The game is stretched. Off goes Moises Caicedo. Flicks it to the left. On goes Mitoma. Urged forward now. Drifting into the box. Still on his left side. I think he was in 3 minds rather than 2. The ball just dribbles over the line as you get caught short there. He was going to shoot, then he was going to pass, and in the end, it turned into neither. Goal kick.
I think it's going to be end-to-end. I think in the second half of this injury time, that's for sure, because there's players out there running on empty.
Yes, he's certainly been breathless. And you just wonder whether a goal may come on the break, Warren, for one team or the other, because you know, spaces are opening up all across the pitch.
Well, you saw it there, didn't you? 4 against 3 in Man United's. Then straight away we turned it over. We was at the other end, and it's 4 against 3 in our hands. So you have to punish them when you get these situations.
De Gea up there to Weghorst. Forward comes Webster. Good header from him. Lewis Dunker's gone down. Crack on the head, maybe.
I think he's headed the back of there. Weghorst.
That is going to hurt if it is the case. It's,
I think Lewis is maybe playing because he's not won the header, but he's cracked his head, and he might think, oh, he's flicked it on. I'm going to stay down here.
Well, the 2 rise high.
He's nowhere near him.
He's got an elbow into the
face,
right side of his face. It's going to be tricky for the jaw. It may swell up as the evening goes on.
It's okay that we've got the ball back. It's the most important thing.
I'll tell you what, it's been rather chaotic this first half of the extra time, hasn't it, Warren? But just 60 seconds left. Merita De Zerbi has another quick chat there with Andrea Maldera. Dunk is back on his feet, and Albion have it. It goes to the captain from the goalkeeper. Fred trying to press Webster, in tight to Caicedo. He gave it away there, Fred won it. Subica, back again to Fred. Rolls it forward, Sancho, edge of the area, tees it up, right-footed, deflected. Oh, it's a brilliant save from Sanchez. Keeping him in this semi-final. Great work there from the Spaniard. He was going one way. It certainly looked like it took a deflection, but there was Sanchez to save the Seagulls.
It's a world-class save, Johnny, again, from our goalkeeper when called upon. Sanchez responds with a beautiful save. Tips it round the post. You're right there, he took a wicked deflection on the way through. from Rashford's shot off Webster.
Well, you could talk about goal scorers. It's down to the keepers as well. Still 0-0. Corner then for United. Shaw takes it, whips it in near post. Webster goes to meet it, trying to clear and trying to find Mitoma. Back from Fred. His shot deflected. Hooked forward there by Subica. That will be taken there by Robert Sanchez.
That'll give him a great bit of confidence as well for the penalty if he goes to penalties.
Certainly will. Veltman fouled as we drift into the 1 minute of added on time at the end of this first period of the extra time. Veltman trying to take it quickly, but the ball I think was moving. And you've got to say, you said he's been a real bystander in this last half hour or so, at the end of the second half of normal time, and in this. And then you just sometimes, but that's your job.
You call upon, you have to, and to refer, your reactions have to be spot on, and those it was.
Into the break of extra time, still 0-0. Both teams going for it. We're set up for a brilliant 15 minutes to come here on BBC Radio Sussex. We've had no goals, but we've had endless drama. And Sanchez there denying Manchester United to keep the Seagulls level at 0-0.
Well, we're going into another 15 minutes. Warren, I just wonder, we spoke about fatigue at 90 minutes. What else can Roberto De Zerbi do in terms of substitutions? Who else can bring on? Who could have an influence on this game?
You look at the bench. We got Ayari can play midfield. He's very neat and tidy. Billy Gilmore can get forward. I'm just looking. Buonanotte is an interesting player. Like I said before, there's players on empty and players on yellow cards with rash challenge, and you could be walking away off the pitch. So I think you have to keep ganging up on these, especially on this left-hand side. I think Perez, Stupian and Mitoma are still full of running, and now Darlow's going there. I don't think Sancho wants to track back. We've seen that. So again, 2 against 1 situations.
Let's talk about that save from Robert Sanchez, because as the guys were saying in commentary, it was a wicked deflection off Adam, and that was going in, Warren.
Yeah, it was definitely going in, but that's when you call upon your goalkeeper to pull saves off, and he's pulled the save off. Like Johnny said in the commentary, he's been quiet for the last half an hour. He has nothing to do, more or less. He just used his feet, not made a save, and then all of a sudden it's there, and it's produced a lovely save. Brilliant.
Well, it's a very quick turnaround here at extra time. The coaches of both sides have had their words. The players are wandering back out. We've got 15 minutes of extra time. It could go to penalties. If it does, you won't miss a kick here on BBC Radio Sussex. Let's go back and join for the final 15 minutes of extra time, Johnny and Warren.
Thanks very much indeed, Adrian. Yes, Albion now attacking the goal to our right, so have the Seagulls supporters behind that goal. And you can hear them loud and proud once again. Maybe they came here more in hope than expectation 4 years ago, but here you feel they're just one step away from a big point in the club's history. But
you are.
Can they take their chances? We're underway. Manchester United kick us off.
Who's going to be the hero?
Well, flick on there by Rashford. Webster going back. He ended with cramp, didn't he, against Chelsea? But Sanchez with the short pass to Gross. Back to Webster. That hits Fred. He gets it back, heading it forward. Out comes Webster again. Can they find the initiative in the early part of this second half of extra time? United with a throw. De Zerbi, arms crossed, looking on from the technical area. Relatively small space for him. Throw to the goal line. Veltman trying to hold play up. Out it goes. And it's a goal kick. Veltman gives the thumbs up to the referee. It's difficult to see from where we are whether it did come off the Dutchman.
Corner, I think, if I'm honest. But Veltman's very clever. He picks the ball up and falls back to our goalkeeper.
Yeah, the body language.
It makes the referee's mind up.
Because if the referee's thinking, I'm not quite sure. No, he is. Lewis Dunk.
One of the situations, who shouts the loudest gets the decision, doesn't it?
It is sometimes. Webster inviting Weghorst forward, who's a willing runner, but now Dunk in there to McAllister. Well, he's been through the ringer, hasn't he, with Argentina, and he came out on top. Can he do the same with his club this afternoon? Webster into the channel, finding March. Nice little wriggling run from him. bit too much traffic in front of him, picked up there by Casemiro, using Fred. Fred dispossessed. Albion have it through Undav. Lay off to March. March shaping to shoot. Mitoma seemed to just get in his way there. Now he does get the shot away and De Gea saves.
Again, just couldn't get his shot away, could he, when he needed to. Wanted to shoot then. Gets his shot away. It's another good save on target.
It is. Still testing David De Gea. Well, it was Solly March's goal that effectively took Albion up to the Premier League. He's come close on a couple of occasions this afternoon. They had to wait on that day for a few minutes as they waited for the game at 5:30 to confirm their promotion to the top flight. But now they stand 12 minutes away, potentially, from a second FA Cup final. Gross took it too far. Fred has it. Subica across to the right-hand side. Fresh legs making a difference for United. So they go down the right. Darlow, who switched to that flank. Across goes Mitoma to try and defend. Darlow gets the cross in back post. Always away from Rashford. He won't get to it. Out for a throw.
Yeah, you saw there. I don't think Undav was playing Pascal Gross, and I think he was trying to find Castillo, but Pascal Gross just put his foot there and took it away. But it's bad first touch. Just to regroup now, let's get our passing going, make them move, make them work, then the gaps will open.
Yeah, it's just going to try and stretch that Manchester United defence. Throw up the line, flicked on by Solly March. Casemiro doing a good job there on McAllister to flick it back to Lindelof. Swede looking for options. Into the right back position, Undav going forward. Undav, who had that opportunity in the first period of extra time, couldn't control it in the box. He'd set himself up for the shot when he was clear and through. Shaw at left back. Up to Weghorst. He heads it forward. Veltman put Dunk in a little bit of trouble. Full stretch. Getting it forward. Caicedo forcefully putting the header into the United half, and it goes back to De Gea. Undav trying to chase, but he's all on his own at the moment. Gross coming towards Shaw now. Trying to pin them in a corner. Out it goes. Good control by Roberto De Zerbi on the sidelines.
I think it's their throwing. I think it's come off.
Come off Pascal Gross. Yeah, it's probably the right decision. Good view for the referee's assistant near side. Not too much goal mouth action in this second period of added on time. We've played 4 minutes, 11 to go. Here's Weghorst looking on, asking Subica to give chase, but Veltman had got across from right back. Fake to go back to his keeper. Now he's run into a bit of a cul-de-sac there and just ushered off the ball there. He felt he was fouled. No, says Craig Pawson. United pick up possession again.
Just has to get rid, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's in here.
United go over the top. Veltman and Rashford both go down. United fans want a free kick.
I think it is a free kick. But the referee was not giving it. Was he looking over to?
Well, I'm not quite sure what's happening here.
Sent off, isn't it?
It is, I think so. Veltman is coming towards the near side. Well,
sent him off? Give us a free kick. He's given us a free kick.
I think he's penalised Rashford.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Veltman's walking off to the sidelines. I'm thinking, what's going on here?
I think VAR.
Was probably the final man?
I think it's VAR, isn't it?
Well, potentially. Potentially. Eric Ten Hag having a word with Robert Jones, the fourth official, to say, come on.
Shake hands now, but
yeah.
What's it all about, that, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not totally sure Craig Pawson knew either.
No.
Well, play will resume with a free kick to the Albion. Webster to take it. Up it goes down the left-hand side. Estupinian going in there. He goes down. Don't think that was a free kick. Here come United. Pockets of space up ahead. Over the top. Sanchez. It's gone to Rashford. Rashford down the left side of the box, up against Veltman. Onto his right side. Rashford. Oh, it's swerving, but it swerved away from goal.
Did you see that move? That ball, Johnny. It whipped. It bent. That's what they're trying to target Veltman now, aren't they? They're knocking the balls over the top. He's cutting inside on his right foot, but the shot and it moved in the air, but moved a lot and gone wide.
10 minutes remaining of the second period of extra time here on BBC Radio Sussex. Albion 0, Manchester United 0. Another rendition from the Seagull supporters behind that goal. Can they find that one opening that would surely win the game? Oh, Estupinian caught in possession. Weghorst trying to poke it through the middle. Took a little rebound. They want a handball, didn't get one. Mitoma picks it up for the Seagulls, drifting past Casemiro. Then just blocked off there by Darlow. Free kick.
Mitoma. He's there, he's everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah. Again, that little body swerve again. Brings the free kick, but it is inside their own half. Just that one moment of conviction, invention, or creativity that might just unlock this defence. Dunk into Undab, he turns midway through the United half, back to Mitoma. Thought about scoring it to McAllister, that chance is gone now, but he gets away from Casemiro, who's tiring. Squares it to Gross. Gross trying to just play it down the channel to McAllister. March gets it back, trying to open it up on his left side once more. Midoma takes it back onto his right side, dribbling through. McAllister onto his left foot, takes it up. Oh, Mitoma's taken it too far. Looked like it was a foul on the keeper as Estupinian drives it into the side netting. Well, a couple of half chances there, but the ball didn't quite find its way into the path of Mitoma, and the chance has gone, and De Gea may well be hurt.
Yeah, it was quick feet, wasn't it, from a few of Brighton players. De Zerbi was off down the line, Johnny. He thought he scored.
Oh, well, I think the referee had already blown for the free kick.
Great bit of skill here, great feet. Feeds him in, gets it back. It's just his first. I think he could have a shot first time there.
Yeah, Solly March does really well, doesn't he, to lead into Mitoma. Mitoma with the quick feet. I think it's McAllister who just offloads it onto his right foot. He tries to take it onto his left. Maybe they've been guilty of that a couple of times this afternoon. Undab with one chance there with Mitoma. That would have been the grandstand finish. Well, there's a hefty contingent from the Japanese media here. They would have been willing that in, as well as the 36,000 Albion fans who are here in the stadium and everybody listening at home.
I know Mitoma had gone in on the goalkeeper there, Johnny, but he's late, isn't he? And don't forget, Mitoma's been booked already.
He has. That's a very good point, Warren, and arguably he probably maybe shouldn't, because it was late. He remains on the pitch, which is vital for the final 6 minutes of this second period of extra time. De Gea back up on his feet and taking the free kick. Straight down the middle of the pitch, trying to find Weghorst. Away by Dunk. Back again. Fred's header, picked up there by Veltman. Sends it wide, asking a lot of Solly March, but Solly March wins the throw as he wraps the ball against Malacia.
He soldiered on in Solly March after that injury.
Yeah.
It's got through the pain barrier there. The adrenaline's got him through this match, that's for sure.
Tremendous fitness levels from Solly March this season. Albion with the throw. Back they go to Webster, trying to invite Weghorst forward as it goes to Sanchez, the keeper. Dunk now with a chance to move the ball forward. Sending it over the top, trying to find Mitoma. Just paused with his run slightly there. Probably always a little bit optimistic, but we're 5 minutes away from penalties.
I think he was too straight. I think he knew it was too straight, the ball on Lewis Dunk.
Here's Shaw. Malacia trying to take it down the near side. Gross going in for the first challenge. Shaw onto Weghorst. Back to Malacia. Dinking it up down the line. Weghorst gives chase. Veltman goes with him. Weghorst throws himself to the ground and wins a free kick. Punches the air to get the Manchester United fans going behind that goal.
Oh, is he? It's a silly free kick or push. No need, he's going out to play, isn't he?
He is. He's going towards the corner flag. 4 minutes left in the second period of extra time. United with a free kick down by the left corner flag. Subica is there. Next to him is Rashford. Weghorst operating in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard area. Shrugging away Pascal Gross, I think, at the back post. Subica to take it, right-footed, launching it long, sells it over everybody, and it'll be a goal kick. A woeful attempt there from the near side.
I'll be happy with Weghorst as a cheerleader. Get the crowd up. That's all he does.
Yes. Maybe what he lacks in technical ability, maybe he makes up for in endeavour and industry. Sanchez at the back, inside his own 6-yard box. Closed down, so releases it up to the right-hand side to March. March comes off his back there, a bit unfortunate. Rashford taking it infield, 3 go in there. Clumsy for Munda, but he didn't make any connection. Away to the left, Malacia coming forward now. He's got Fred to his right. Fred into the middle, Casemiro. Little jink onto his right foot, shoots. Again, a comfortable save by Sanchez.
Good striking from the Man United player. Good save. Well, got down well, but kept hold of it.
Yeah, didn't want that one to pop out. Not at this stage of the game. Here's McAllister inside his own half. Trying to jink away. Maybe the leg's getting a bit tired there. Loses out. Sancho, he's fresh as a daisy. Coming across the pitch from right to left. Back heel to Rashford. Rashford in the middle. Rolling it across to the right. They've got 3 players in the box. Dinked in now. It's over the top of Webster. Headed clear. March tries to nod it even further away from danger. Back in from Shaw. Took a deflection, and that will be Sanchez's.
Good header there from Veltman. In a danger area, put his head in, got it cleared. But we need to just keep passing. We're trying to run with the ball now. Fatigue,
yeah,
isn't it?
That's when you're going to need to use the ball. Pass. So much easier than running with it. As Webster goes up to Undav. Undav trying to hold it there and get it away from Shaw. Turns, upended there by Fred. Wins the free kick.
Stuck to the ball very well then, Danny Undav. That's what you want, Dennis, sorry.
Well, I don't think you care what you call him. If he gets one more opportunity, he'll be frustrated by the fact that he didn't take that one earlier when he was in on goal. Here's Mitoma shifting out his feet to get beyond Darlow. Still going for a beeline towards that far side. Pulls it back. Estupinian takes a touch. Now curls it in. Arriving is Gross. Headed away by Fred. Across to the near side. March. Oh, lovely turn. Got past his man. Still going. Gets to the byline, pulls it back, deflected into the side netting for a corner.
That's
big roar from the Seagull supporters.
That's what you want from your winger, didn't you? They turned his full-back inside out, drove to the byline, got past Fred as well. Took a deflection for a corner. Can Lewis Dunk get on the end of this corner?
They're queuing up at the back post. Webster is there, Lewis Dunk is there. Veltman comes forward as well. Pascal Gross to take it. We enter the final 60 seconds of extra time. Still 0-0. Can Albion snatch it here ahead of penalties? Gross curling it in, away from goal. In there is Lewis Dunk, but it's headed clear by the Manchester United defence. Falls for Caicedo. Turns it back towards Estupinian, but he's forced into his own half. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez, right-footed, driving it to the right touchline. Off goes Gross. Tries to stick out a leg to get it under control. Very difficult. Ball from 50 yards.
Lovely pass though, wasn't it, from Sanchez? Driven, I'd say 50 yards over the top of the fullback.
I think there's going to be 1 minute of added on time at the end of this 30 minutes of extra time. Well, we haven't seen a goal so far. We've seen a host of chances. Good challenge there by McAllister. And a play for a throw. Confirmation from Robert Jones that 1 minute is to be added on before we head potentially to penalties. Throw for United. Lobbed forward there by Casemiro. Dunk is underneath it. It's a cushioned pass picked up by Sancho. In there goes Mitoma. Gave away the free kick. I mentioned he is on a booking, so you have to be a little bit careful. No yellow card, but it will be a free kick, and maybe the last chance before penalties will fall for Manchester United. It's a free kick inside the centre circle. Luke Shaw prepares to take it. It's relatively straight, so not too much of an angle.
They're looking for the second ball off.
They'll look for the Bakehorse probably on the right. Shaw, dinky it forward, too straight, too long, and straight down the throat of Robert Sanchez. He wants to spin and turn and maybe send Mitoma on his way, but no, changes his mind.
That's it.
So, still no goals in the game, so we must head to penalties. Albion 0, Manchester United 0 at the end of extra time, and we're set for some more drama here at Wembley.
Yeah. Well, we certainly are, Johnny. We've already had one penalty shootout in London this season. That came in the League Cup tie at Charlton. That was agony for the Albion. Let's hope it doesn't happen today. Two Spanish goalkeepers. It's, you know, the goalkeepers are key now, aren't they? And I don't know who's your money on.
it's about being. He'll be asking now. He'll have a number of the players who want to take penalties. I'm sure Lewis Duncan's up there, McAllister's up there, Pascal Gross up there. So the two you're looking at. I think Pervis Estupiñán might take one. He's taken one for his country, the last one. And it's up to Sanchez to pull a save off. The pressure is always on the players, not the goalkeeper, isn't it? This is where I went out in the semi-final of not this arena, but this situation.
At Villa Park.
I went out on penalties, and you put your hard work in for 90 minutes and another 30 minutes, and it's about having you compose you now. And he's got the team in the huddle again. It's about, right then lads, focus on it.
Quick word from Jack Stearns to Robert Sanchez. Quick looking down there, they've done their preparation, they'll be looking to see there. He's got a little note there, he'll say, look at the certain, they won't know for everybody, but certain players, they'll know which side they tend to go. He'll have a quick word with Sanchez in terms of which side he's going to go.
When you think you've got Ericsson, he's off the pitch, Fernandez off the pitch, they're penalty takers. So
what happens here, Warren? To people, also, how important is the toss here in terms of which end of the stadium the penalties are taken?
You want it to be down this end in front of the Albion supporters.
You want to kick in front of your own goal. That's what we did. We lost the toss, and we was in front of the Liverpool fans when he did it. But it's vital you win this toss to get in front of your own fans. Make everything you can to upset them. Next way, it's started to rain a little bit now as well, so slip in for the goalkeeper, make sure you get good hands onto it. If you're going to, don't try to catch it, just parry it away. So it doesn't matter about rebounds now, does it? Just parry it away, just get anything on it.
Let's very quickly go down to Tim Durrans, who's with the fans. I would imagine that Tim there chewing fingernails down there. It's absolutely pelting down with rain as well, just to add to the drama.
Yeah, they're delighted to see me, but they just do look a little nervous. I think they're trying to be brave. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Going to win on penalties. 0-0. It's been a tough game. We've been all over them, I would say.
How proud have you been of the side today?
Oh, it's quality. De Zerbi's really strategically planned better than the other guy, and yeah, the team has just performed great. It's just a shame we haven't got Ferguson in the team.
Yeah. Youngish lad, how are you feeling?
Scared.
Yeah. Well, that's honest, isn't it? It's a lottery, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be anything, but I just hope we do it in the end and get us up to the final.
Dad?
Just hope the boys do their job. Like, as long as they pick their spot, put it away. The boys have been class all day. We had a little 20-minute spell where we took our foot off, but no, I believe they can do it. I believe they can do it.
One little lad here, how are you feeling?
Nervous.
Guys, good luck. Good luck. Back to you, Adrian.
Tim, thanks very much indeed. The toss has been held down there. Did you see what happened, fellas?
We've won the toss.
I think
in front of our fans it is.
I think so. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
It is.
Just one thing.
Lewis Dunks are sheeing up the fans.
Yeah, just one thing, fellas. It's not a lottery, is it? I mean, this is about skill now.
Way. It is about skill. It's about technique, isn't it? It's about the goalkeeper psyching out the penalty taker as well. That's what it's about.
Two good shot stoppers as well here.
You play every antic you can.
Advantage Albion in terms of the ends, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, but what about the Albion on the touchline? There's about 40 people there, isn't there?
There is. Every single member of the Albion staff lined along the touchline in front of us here at Wembley.
And the rain's belting down now.
It certainly is.
So
well,
it's about getting off to a good start as well.
Yeah, and they're going to put the prime man, Alexis McAllister, to take the first penalty for the Seagulls. I think you want to go first, don't you, Warren?
Of course you want to go first. Yeah, that's for sure. Put pressure on Man United.
Well,
you can see Robert Sanchez not even watching, just sending a little prayer.
Calming himself down. Two good shot stoppers, two Spaniards in goal, but it's going to be the Argentinian Alexis McAllister to take the first penalty here at Wembley. In front of the Seagulls supporters, 100% record so far this season from the penalty spot. He's their main man when it comes to spot kicks. Steps up right-footed, and he's their main man once again here with the first penalty.
Absolutely delightful penalty. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, straight in the top corner. Zerbi's not watching. De Zerbi can't watch him. He just pulled away from his team. His teammates on the touchline there. He couldn't watch that penalty. I was watching De Zerbi. Now he's walking back to the halfway line to get back with his staff. Pressure's on Casemiro now.
Certainly is. Vastly experienced Manchester United midfielder. Sets the white ball on the spot. Can Sanchez give Albion the advantage early on in this penalty shootout? Casemiro, long run up, straight, right-footed, rolls it along the ground, past to Sanchez, and it's 1-1 on penalties.
Yeah, very experienced, isn't he? Very experienced penalty taker. Done it in the Champions League, World Cups.
Pascal Gross making the long walk from halfway. We heard from him in the build-up, talking about how important this is, what a big occasion it is. But he said, I said to him, what gets you excited? He said, winning games. If he can score this penalty, it will give them a better chance. Craig Pawson just saying to De Gea, get back on your line. Gross, of course, used to take the penalties for the Seagulls. Stepping up, right-footed, sends it into the top right-hand corner, pumps his chest with his right hand. 2-1 Albion.
Unbelievable penalty again. 2 steps back, Johnny. And what he's done, he's drilled it. Not side-footed it, drilled it. He's got his ability, he knows his ability, what he can do with the ball. Put it in the top corner. That's what he did.
I think this is Dallo who's coming forward.
Dallo, full-back.
Well, he spent a lot of his time defending this afternoon, but now it's up to him to try and draw United level.
Long run up.
It's in a long run up. Hands on hips. Sanchez with his hands in the air. Can he thwart United here? Dallo, jittery run, right-footed, past Sanchez, 2-2.
He dove the right way, Sanchez. It's a good penalty. The power's done Sanchez, hasn't he? If you think about it.
Yeah, he was off and running, wasn't he? Leapt forward.
Undav.
Dennis Undav on as a substitute. A lot of talk about him leaving the club in January, maybe going out on loan, but they felt they needed to keep him. He's had his opportunity in open play. He didn't take that. He now needs to take this spot kick. It's tied at 2-2. Another shortish run up for Undav. Looks at the referee over his left shoulder. Steps up, right-footed, past De Gea. 3-2 Albion.
Good penalty that into the side netting, isn't it? Not much run up there again.
Well, you wonder whether they've practiced these. I think that's Jadon Sancho now coming forward for United. Warren, Albion fans trying to do their best to put him off.
Yeah.
And why not?
There's Undav giving the crowd a bit more, saying, come on, we need a bit more noise out of you boys.
But they need just a little bit more from Robert Sanchez.
Can he just dive the right way, Johnny? It's a choice, isn't it? A
to take
B.
this, yep. Sancho up against Sanchez. Right-footed, top left-hand corner, 3-3. 100% from both sides so far.
That's a penalty, isn't it? Very confident.
They've all been good, Warren.
Oh yeah. Purvis Stupion.
Well, we said he's been one of the standout players this season for the Albion. He just take one for his country, hasn't he? He did, yes.
Yeah, and scored it.
Just recently. So, no stranger to penalty kicks, Purvis Estupiñán. 3-3 so far. De Gea just goes to the 6-yard box maybe to say a few words. But the Albion left back, Purvis Estupiñán, takes an intake of breath. Taking his time here. Runs up, left-footed, drags it to the right-hand side, past De Gea, and it's 4-3.
Talk about confidence, down a bit laid back for me. What about that run up, Johnny? Long legs run up, 3 steps back, 3 steps forward.
Hop, skip and a jump.
Back of the net.
Here comes Marcus Rashford. Albion fans waving their flags, trying to put off the England international as De Gea rolls the ball back to Marcus Rashford.
I think he does a stutter, doesn't he? Then blasts it. I don't think the side foot this. I think it's a blast.
So maybe Sanchez needs to delay his save. Maybe. Can he pull a save off here? Robert Sanchez. Marcus Rashford looks down the barrel. Long run up, sweeping to the left-hand side. There's the jitters. Right-footed. Oh, he got close to it, Sanchez, but it's past him, and it's 4-4.
Yeah, again, it's a wonderful penalty. It's the power what's doing.
Yeah.
That's it with power, Johnny.
If he raises his arm slightly higher, maybe he gets a hand on it.
Donkey.
Here comes Lewis Dunk, the Albion captain, to take the 5th penalty for the Seagulls. Effectively, it's sudden death already. What a big moment for him. One of the biggest moments of his career. Up against De Gea, looks at Craig Pawson, checks he's ready, blows his whistle. And here comes Lewis Dunk, right-footed, places it in the corner. 5-4 Albion.
The talisman, what a penalty.
Punches the air, goes to the Albion fans. He's going to go across the near side to have a quick word with Robert Sanchez. Gives him a big chest pump. Subica it is who's going to take it for United.
One big save.
This is what it's down to. If Robert Sanchez can save this penalty, Albion are through to the final. It's tense, it's nervous, and it's down to this penalty. Subica to take it right-footed. Rolls it up. Oh, he got a hand to it, but it's in. Oh, Robert Sanchez has his hands in his gloves. He got a touch, but just couldn't divert it past the post. 5-5.
Yeah, and he puffed his cheeks out when it's after that. The Man United player, he knew he was lucky there. He just got his left hand to it, Sanchez. Not enough. Now we've got Webster.
Adam Webster coming forward now. We're into sudden death. 5 apiece here at Wembley on BBC Radio Sussex. Adam Webster places the ball down. The referee just says wait a second because Sanchez isn't off the pitch just yet. A little bit of a delay. It's a short run up from Webster. Now he's ready to go. Right-footed, places it down the right. De Gea went the other way. 6-5.
I think De Gea is playing opposites, isn't he? He's diving every opposite way, more or less on every penalty.
The distinctive tall figure without Weghorst coming forward. Another opportunity for Robert Sanchez. Urged on by those Seagull supporters behind that goal. Big roar. All the pressure on Wout Weghorst here. Can Sanchez be the hero for the Seagulls? Big intake of breath. He steps up right-footed, rolls it along the ground. 6-6 here at Wembley.
The local boy, Solly March, next up.
I've got to say, the quality of the penalties, Warren, has been exceptional.
They have been exceptional. And that's what you expect from players like of this quality, Johnny. Don't expect anything any different.
Solly March, who was injured in the first half. He's kept going.
Sanchez is trying to put him off. And
De Gea's just come forward there, just playing around with the spot kick, A little bit of work done by the Spanish goalkeeper to try and unnerve Solly March. So, Solly March, it's tied at 6-6 in the penalty shootout. Left-footed, drives it over the bar, lifted it over the top. It's advantage Manchester United.
Now it's down to Lindelof, now it's down to Sanchez to pull a save off.
Well, he missed out 4 years ago. His players, his teammates come forward to console him. It's not over just yet, but it needs one big moment from Robert Sanchez. Advantage to Manchester United. If they score this, they will go to the final and send Albion out of the FA Cup. Right-footed into the top right-hand corner. Heartache for the Seagulls in the penalty shootout. It's the past masters in this competition who go through. Albion had their opportunities, they failed to take them, and you've got to feel for Solly March. The local lad, unfortunately, sending it over the bar, but Lindelof it is who seals the victory and sends United through to the final.
It's an audible way to end the game, but you have to have a winner and a loser, Johnny. You can't say the effort they put in Brighton plays has been absolutely unbelievable, but it's all those things you have to get on with it now and move on to the game. I know it's hard, but to lose a game of football like that, I think, well, and especially it's the local lad as well, isn't it? It's going to hurt even more from a local lad.
Well, he said, you know, when you're young, you dream of moments, don't you, at Wembley and wanting to do that, but I guess you could say ultimately you always want to hit the target, don't you, to force the keeper to make a save, to go the right way. 40 years ago it was Gordon Smith, but Gary Bailey made the save, but he had to make the save. There, De Gea was able to see it fly over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, and it's, I think, if I'm really honest with you, I looked at his stand and he was only like 3 yards
and
back.
Also De Gea came out, started playing with the penalty spot with his boot, didn't he, to try and put him off.
Yeah, he's done everything, and that's probably, it's done it, hasn't it? But it's an audible way to lose. And the fans have been tremendous. They'll be disappointed in not coming back here on during the third, so I am. But now it's about moving forward to the next game and see if we can make Europe.
Yeah, so it ends in heartache just as it did 40 years ago against United, that time in the final. They won't be back here in June. They go out in a penalty shootout, and they now must focus on the Premier League.
March, he looks inconsolable, and I couldn't help thinking when he came up to take that penalty, I was thinking back to the Valley in December when Solly blazed over the crossbars. I mean, someone's got to take the penalties, and then, you know, he's a brave man to take that penalty. He might have hit down at number 11, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so difficult. You don't know what the situation is, but you always have to have bravery to go and take penalties, don't you? You have to step up, you have to do your best, and that's what everybody's done. And you know, let's just hope it's not too much of a blow for him and for the team, and that they stay resilient, push on, and focus now on really trying to. I mean, I'm not saying they were the better team, but I think they had the better chances in the game.
Oh, they were the better team. They were the better team. Yeah.
Disappointing to see Adam Lallana consolidating McAllister coming off the pitch. Probably devastated the lad is. But like Johnny just said there, you have to regroup together, get around solid. It's always been excellent this season. 8 goals, 8 assists, playing out of his skin. So you don't like this little knockback, but you need to react to this knockback. And you need to he's done very well to go through the game because with the injury in the first 10-15 minutes, he's battled on. But you have to be a winner and a loser. And unfortunately for us, we're the losers. But to go 0-0, 90 minutes, and it's an audible way to do it. And I know how he's feeling. I was the same 40 years ago.
It is a horrible way to lose. Tim Durrant is down with the fans. Tim, the Albion fans starting to drift away. The Albion players going and applauding the fans. What are the fans saying, Tim?
Yeah, there are some really tough scenes, I won't lie to you, Adrian. We're doing this quarter of a century and there are tears in a lot of eyes, some inconsolable kids, a lot of dads, a lot of parents are only in their corner right now. There are kids who just don't understand why is this so hard, crying their eyes out in front of me. There's a couple of fans who I spoke to before the game who were looking at me with sorrowful looks in their eyes. Guys, what can you say?
Oh, really disappointing, isn't it? The boys did so well. I thought they were on top most of the game, but you know, it's a flip of a coin, isn't it, when it comes to penalties?
Oh, I'm just really sad for them, but they played so well. They played amazing throughout the game, and Matone was just incredible, isn't he?
Poor Solly.
Oh, you got to feel for him. You know, he's a Brighton boy. He's going to take a while to get over this one, I think, but what a player, what a player. He'll come back, and we'll just have to make sure we get a European spot instead.
Well, finally, if I can, guys, your thoughts on the season, where you go from here, what this means, how you sort of restart Forest Wednesday, I guess, straight away, back on the pitch.
Exactly, that's what they've got to do. They've got to regroup. Let's just focus on the league and see where we can end up, you know. We've got hope there. But, you know, the future looks really bright for Brighton, and long may it continue.
Thank you for your time today. I'm glad you've had a special day. Despite the result, Adrian, as I stand here, the players just walking off Karen Matoma, his hair dank with the rain that continues to fall down from the leaden London sky. The Albion, what a day, but not quite over the line.
Tim, thanks very much. Absolutely tipping down. I couldn't help but notice Warren Solly March as he walked off the pitch. I mean, how on earth Warren did get over that? Because he's a local lad, and I mean, it's going to hurt anyone who misses penalties, but particularly someone who's come through the ranks at the Albion.
Yeah, it's going to hurt, isn't it? He was man enough to take the penalty, but his teammates have to get around him. The manager has to get around him. He'll be tears in that dressing room. His family are in tears now in the stadium somewhere. But you have to get around Solly. Okay, we've lost a game. We've lost a football match. Move on. We have to move on quickly. That gentleman said, the fan said, big game Wednesday night, Nottingham Forest away. They're fighting for their lives. We need the 3 points to put pressure on these teams above us, the likes of Man United, the likes of Newcastle, the likes of Spurs. We need to put pressure on them to get into Europe. And somehow we need to do it. Can we do this? Now we've got, I don't know, 7, 8 games, 8 cup finals now?
Yeah, 9 games to go, Warren, in a short period of time as well. You know, it's going to be sort of Wednesday, a game every 4 days now between now and the end of the season. You'd
rather be playing them and training. I've always said that. It's about now getting your legs back. We're going to be tired after this game. They'll probably come in tomorrow. They won't do anything tomorrow, the players who played. Massages and that, regroup and go again. And it's about... It's hard, and that gentleman said it's about flipping a coin. It is how it happens, but how many times do we say about Solly March not hitting the target when he gets in good positions?
Yeah.
We do mention it quite a lot, don't we? But he's been brave enough to take a penalty, isn't he? And the lad's been absolutely brilliant this season for us. He's scored 8 goals, he's made 8 assists. Wonderful season he's having. But you have to regroup now and get around the lad. He's going to be devastated, and he's not let the team down. Don't worry about that. He thinks he's let this team down because he's missed the penalty, but he hasn't. He's playing out of his skin this season. He's performed today very well. So, look, it's a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team. If you can say, okay, he missed a great chance, he should have put those 1-0 up, he didn't. Sanchez made a great save, we could have been down then. But it's a team game. It's come to penalties. Okay, we've lost some penalties. That's the way it is. That's football for you, isn't it? But we've still got 8 more games to make sure we've got a great season. Can we make that European spot? That's the aim.
I guess Roberto De Zerbi really earns his money now, Warren, because we've got another game coming up Wednesday night. It's only 3 days away. There's going to be some tired legs out there from tonight. So, what happens now, Warren? I mean, there's no chance of a day off tomorrow. This is about preparation now for Wednesday night.
Yeah, of course it is. It's going to be a rest now, isn't it? You rest maybe next couple of days. You'll have a little warm-up probably on a Tuesday, and travel Tuesday to Nottingham, get ready for the game on Wednesday night. Then you go again the following week on Saturday, aren't you, at home? So this game's coming thick and fast, but that's what you want as a player. He wants the ground. When he's taking that penalty he's missed, he wants the ground to swallow him up, doesn't it? But he can't beat himself up about it. That's one thing he cannot do. He needs to be strong, and I think he's a strong person. The injuries he's come back from, he's definitely strong. So he has to use that spirit to think, okay, yes, I've missed the penalty. Yes, we went out. But we could say, Sanchez, why did you not save one of them 5, one of them 6? Yeah. But nobody's pointing the finger at him. The pressure, I said before the spot kicks were taken, the pressure's on the player, not the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's goes A or B, doesn't it? One way or the other. But I can't. If I could sit him down and talk to him, I'd tell him, forget about it. It's gone. Move forward. You've got 8 cup finals left for this football club, and you want to now perform at the highest, the best you can in this football club. You've not let anybody down. Far from it. You're not letting anybody down, and you just have to move forward. The team has to move forward together, and they will do, because in that dressing room there's a great team spirit. There's a great bonding. The manager's in the middle of it. He's a leader, right? So they have to regroup, move forward together, and let's go to Nottingham Forest on Wednesday, pick the 3 points up whenever this game would have forgot.
It's the wrong time to discuss it, really, Warren, but the Albion not helped today. Danny Welbeck going off, Evan Ferguson was unavailable, Denison Vadmon up front, he did his best, but when you think about important moments in the match, he had a great chance, Denison. I mean, we're not trying to point the finger, but that's a reality. Yeah, chances come along and they miss them, and then you think, okay, we might get another one, but we didn't, did we?
he can't take that penalty again, can he? That's the problem. But you just... Danny Welbeck, I think he was coming off anyway, wasn't he? I think he was...
Yeah, it looked like it.
So I think he's just taking off. I think he'll be okay, Danny. Danny will be all right. Ferguson might be okay. You might get a few players back for Wednesday. You never know. But we have to go to Nottingham full of confidence and get the 3 points. Then we've got an own game against Wolverhampton. Big, crucial 2 games. This is for me. Crucial 2 games. Next 2 games. We can take 6 points. The next 2 games puts pressure on the team. Tottenham have been hammered today, haven't they? So we can close the gap on them. We've got games in hand, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. I mean, Tottenham are only 4 points ahead of the Albion. Warren, the Albion have got 3 games in hand on Tottenham. I don't know how long we're going to be getting a reaction here at Wembley. It could be some time, because there's huge disappointment in the Albion dressing room. Of course, the Albion fans have made their way out of the stadium, so we'll just stay on there for a couple of moments longer, and then we'll probably call it a day and hand it to the evening show across the south. We'll join Katie in a few moments' time, because huge disappointment in that Albion dress. Let's just have a look at those results today, Warren. Just try and cheer the Albion fans up, because there are some big games to come now. Nottingham Forest coming on Wednesday night. Some tired legs in the Albion side, but as Warren said, and they go to Forest. Forest need the points. I mean, they lost at Liverpool yesterday, so and then Wolverhampton Wanderers coming up on Saturday. As I say, I think we're going to get some.
Forest is second bottom, Adrian. Forest second bottom, 27 points.
Yeah. And just looking at the top of that table. Yeah.
2 games in hand on Liverpool, 3 games in hand on Villa, 3 games in hand on Spurs, and 1 point behind Liverpool, 2 points behind Villa, and 4 points, like you said, in 5th place. Can we get to 5th place? Can we make sure we get to 5th place by the weekend? I know there's other games going on in the week as well, but if you can get 2 wins there, takes us up to 55 points. You're sitting 5th in the table if the other results go forward, and that's going to be 2 games in hand. So we'll take it.
Well, Warren, it's been hugely disappointing here at Wembley. The Albion giving their all, but they've lost in a penalty shootout. Our coverage of the Albion, though, continues unabated. We'll be at the City Ground, Nottingham, on Wednesday night. Johnny, Warren and myself. Can the Albion recover from this? Can they go on to claim a place in Europe? Well, the place to listen to is your BBC local radio station, BBC Radio Sussex. Johnny, Warren and myself will be at the City Ground on Wednesday evening, and of course for the Albion games for the rest of the season. Warren, thanks so much for all your efforts today. Thanks to Johnny as well. He's got the unenviable task of going and getting reaction from the Albion camp. That's going to be very difficult. But thank you very much for listening. And we've got some highlights that we're going to play of what's been a wonderful day at Wembley, apart from the fact those last few moments, a miss from Solly March. The Albion are out of the FA Cup, but they can still make it to Europe. Make sure you join us on Wednesday night.